Hello, welcome. It's Thursday, which means one thing, of course. It is Cartload. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. You're going to get fabulous and deals and offers that you've waited all week for. Get the kettle on and get ready for some crafting. As I tell you, someone's got the kettle on already in here. It's Leann.
I've got my tea. I'm getting a good drink because I've got lots of talking to do, so I need to lubricate the old vocal cords, Joe.
Are you excited? What are you? Give me some headlines about what you're excited about tonight. I'm
excited about the Compendium for a starter because that's off the chart fantastic. We've slipped in the tri-blends, so I'm excited about that. I think the double-sided box dies are a top tip from me for sure. Colour blend pencils, especially seeing as we're all stuck in the house and we need to do a little bit of something mindful and therapeutic, that's a good thing. And I think apart from that, well, there's other good stuff too, but they will be my top ones. My top ones for what's coming up, Joe.
I think it's going to be a great show. It's going to be busy. I'm hearing just how busy it is already. We had a preview this morning with Sarah. It was very, very busy. Lots of excitement. Lots of people watching us on the big telly. I love that American people have started calling it telly now, and other American people haven't got a clue what you guys are chatting about. But loads of you watching us on the TV, which is fabulous. I think I'm really looking forward to, there's a 6-pack of glitter card in the show, which I'll share with you shortly, and that is on a stonking great deal. If you want to drop into join the conversation with us, you can do that over on Facebook. We're on the Crafters TV Facebook page, so make sure that's where you go. I can see people from all over joining us, all over the US. We've been very international this week. We've had people from all around the world joining us, including Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. So let us know where you are tuning in for. But shall we dive in? Shall we crack on with the first item that we've got for you? We've got some incredible deals on double-sided dies. Double-sided dies are great. Leann's going to take you all through them. We've got a very special offer on as well. So we've got great deals on the individual bundles. But if you buy 2 bundles of the double-sided dies, we're going to give you a free set of the double-sided die plates. So you just need to make sure you've got them in your basket. If you've got these plates already, there's absolutely no harm in having a second pair of those. You'll want those. So we've got different options. So the first ones we've got for you are the box dies. Now with these, the hexagon is the first one we have, so it's going to make hexagons for you, but it makes them in 2 different sizes, which is fabulous. Now, not only do you get this, you're also going to get included with each one of the box dies 10 sheets of Centura Pearl, so you've got the lovely Snow White in this, and we're going to give you as well a tape pen included, which is fabulous. Now, the price is £27, however, the box die on its own should be $29.99. So we're taking money off of that. We're giving you the Centura Pearl, and we're also going to give you the tape pen included as well. So it's a fabulous deal. The next one we've got is the rectangle, which makes beautiful rectangular boxes such as this. You'll get that wonderful mint green cardstock with this one, and you'll get the tape pen. With this one, the die should be $34.99. So you've got a great saving, and you've got added value thrown in as well. We've got the square one. Now, the square one makes 3 different sizes of box for you, which is fantastic. And the square one should be $39.99 on its own. So you've got that for £27 plus the cardstock. You're going to get the baby blue with the square one. And then finally, I love this one. Look at this sample that's been made. It's like a little unicorn. How cute is that? The triangle one is should be $34.99. You're going to get the Christmas red cardstock included with that, which is going to be fantastic. Very busy in the preview show earlier. I know it's going to be very busy in this show too. Leann's going to be guiding us through a fabulous demonstration with that a little later. Now, sticking with the double-sided dies, 2 different bundles for you. So what one you've got here firstly is the let's go with the Cosmos, Peony and Dahlia first. So this one just here. Now again, what you're going to do is you're going to run these through. It's going to cut all these lovely bits for you, and then you're going to layer up to a beautiful flower. So there is your Cosmos. You've also got the Peony within there. Dahlia or Dahlia, Leann?
Dahlia.
Dahlia, yeah. I say Dahlia, which apparently is American pronunciation.
Is it? I'm married to a horticulturist.
Oh, don't you swear at me.
There you go.
She said she's married to a horticulturist.
I am, yeah.
What does that mean when it's at home?
So gardens and flowers, and knowing the Latin names for everything, and trees and things. Well, trees is a bot, and I'm going to be strictly, to the...
Would it be like someone saying you work with paper and stuff?
Kind of. Yeah.
If you want to go for those, you buy 2 of those dies. We give you one totally free of charge, which is great. We've also got another option for you. So those three are together as one bundle, and then the other bundle that you've got is the Sprigs and Blossoms, and that's coming with that gorgeous rose, which I know we're not allowed favourites, but if I had a favourite, that would be mine. £23. It's like you buy one of these, we give you the other one completely free of charge. Go for any two of those 6 bundles I've shared with you. Remember, you'll get the free plates included as well. Now, I'm so excited Leann's here because it's the first time I think we've got to do these together, which is the gorgeous tri-blend pens. Now we've got a fabulous deal on these for you. It's £100 for this whole collection that you're looking at here. You're saving £60. You're going to get in here the woodland shades, which is jade green, gold brown, tan, brown grey, earth brown and ice grey. You're not a choice here, guys. You get all of them, which is unbelievable value. Exotic blends, which is burnt orange, aqua blue, gold yellow, pink violet, alpine green, and magenta. You're also then going to get the portrait blends, which is coral, pale pink, fair skin, gold brown, tan, and earth brown. You're getting here those lovely vintage blends, which is blue, pink, purple, brown, yellow, and yellow green, sorry, and also that one there. I've got a sticker over it. Muted brown, there we go, no one knew. You've then got as well this one just here, which is your natural, where you've got the light yellow, citrus green, dull green, hydrangea, ice grey, and brown grey. This one here is your coastal. This one is ice blue, blue turquoise, true blue, light green, jade green, green turquoise. You've got your, I love this one, dark, this is your jewels. You've got dark red, true blue, coral shades, bright pink, blue turquoise, and pale pink. And then finally, I think, again, this might be my favourite one. It's very tropical. Floral Blends, which is bright pink, lavender, purple, dark red, orange and citrus. Now £100 is the best way to get the best value, $150 on that larger collection. If you do want to go for any of them individually, you can. They are on a 3 for 2, so make sure you get 3 in your basket. They're $19.99 or $29.95 individually. Again, Leann will take us through that a little bit later. Oh, and do you want to see the glitter card? Oh my God, it is so gorgeous, guys. Just come in here and have a look. Should we do the beard test as well? No shedding, which is fantastic. So it's not going to get everywhere. You've got lovely colours in here. You've got baby pink. You have got the baby blue. You've got that. Oh, I knew this was going to. You've got, I'm so excited, I've picked it up very, very foolishly. Baby pink, baby blue. You've got the copper in here, that lovely, lovely burst of colour with a lilac. You've then got the solar gold here, and you've got that wonderful Christmas green. All of that, so 60 sheets for £15, 25 pence a sheet for... Yeah, yes, why?
Shut the front door.
Shut the front door. Shut the back door. Put the bins out. Twiddle the blinds. Put the kettle on.
I mean, that is ridiculous. So you're getting all of that for £15 or $23.
All of it. Yeah, 25 pence per sheet it works out if you're in the UK.
That is phenomenal.
It is amazing, isn't it? Yeah. And also, talking of stonking good value, we've got the Compendium for you. Leann was a bit unsure about the price on this. $64.50 if you're in the UK, $97 in the US, 3,500 elements. And, you know, Leann creates all these products. So for Leann to say that, can you do the face that you pulled when we told you the price? That's the exact face that Leann pulled. Any questions that you've got to talk for Leann, get them in. I'll monitor the comments over on Facebook. Don't forget, if you want to watch and shop at the same time, you can do that on our website, craftscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Wow, of the Compendium, already a third of the stock has gone. And I'm just hearing how many of you are already placing orders for that. Definitely not a sit back, relax and wait for that one. Bearing in mind, so many more of you watch us after the show than watch us during the show. That will be going in no time. Sarah also did say that she'll do a masterclass on that in the next 2 weeks, so it might be a great idea to get your orders in. Don't forget to place your orders, then sit back and relax. But I'm going to hand you over. I can see she's clutching it lovingly. I'm going to hand you over to Leann. Don't forget to get any questions in.
Oh my word, please do get your questions in, and anything you want to ask me while I'm here about any kind of technique or any product that's here, make sure you pop your comments on that page there on that stream, and Joe will be shouting them out while I'm demonstrating. This here is absolutely phenomenal. The price of this, bearing in mind I know how much it costs us to make this, the price of this that you're getting is off the chart fantastic, and it is crammed with amazing stuff. Now Sarah has promised if you get this box that she's going to do a masterclass on how to use all of the content, but let me show you what's inside first. So you've got this fantastic storage, lid comes off, and then I'm doing this back to front and upside down, and bearing in mind I'm 5 foot in my stocking feet, this is not going to be easy for me, but I'm going to try my best. So what I'm going to do is just open up this box for you. You see you've got 3 tiers. I'm going to move this one to the side there we go. So you've got 3 beautiful tiers full of stuff. Each of the tiers are themed with different content, but actually it really doesn't matter because you've just got all of this stuff in here to use. So first things first, it comes with beautiful tissue paper wrapping that you can see there. And if I just tip that up for you gently, you can see each of those layers beautifully wrapped in tissue, so you get the full experience. We've got a booklet that I'm going to come back to in a second, but this, the colour wheel, this entire collection is centred around the colour wheel and what you can do with this. This is going to make crafting ridiculously easy for you. For everybody who's struggled with colours, how to put colours together, how to use them, which colours go with which, how do I organise that, then it is going to do that for you and do it effortlessly. I'm going to show you how to do that, so bear with. Using the colours, we've then given you a booklet. I haven't even gotten into the stuff yet, but these 2 things make it so worthwhile. The booklet gives you all of the different layouts that you might want to use to put your cards together, especially if you're struggling with your mojo at any point, or if your crafty mojo has got up and left the building and you just need a little bit of inspiration. Then we've included lots of different card layouts for you here, so you can just copy one of those along. We're going to have a look at how to do that as well. You've got 3 packs of ribbon in here. You've got velvet, you've got grosgrain, and you've got satin. In each of those, you've got a thick, a medium, and a fine ribbon that you can see there. So you've got 3 different widths of ribbon in the velvet, in the satin, and in the grosgrain. And you've got 6 different colours. You can see there's all of the velvet colours there. And you'll get the same in the grosgrain, and you'll get the same in the velvet. So you've got all of your ribbon. You've got rub-ons. Rub-ons are absolutely fabulous. You've got black rub-ons, and you've got gold metallic rub-ons, and you've got silver rub-ons in there. You've got 2 full 6x6 sheets of stamps in here. Look at those. They're not little piddly stamps. They're fantastic, big, very usable stamps with those beautiful butterflies. You've got these fabulous florals. You've got amazing sentiments in there as well. You've got some die cut card sentiments, so you can just pop those out and start using them straight away. There you can see that sentiment. And then one of my favourite things in this entire box is this next bit I want to show you. You have got a stack of the most amazing scrapbook papers in here, really good quality, the quality you would get in a premium scrapbook pad, 8x8, and all of the colours in here are meant to go with the colour wheel that we've included, and I'm going to show you how those all go together. So beautiful pages of scrapbook papers there for all of your card craft. That is just tier 1. In tier 2 you have got, this is amazing, an actual scoring board, and this scoring board will do card bases. You've got your tool, and then on the reverse there it will also do your envelopes for you. Not only have you got your scoring tool, but you've got a punch in here which also allows you to do the rounded corners for your envelope so that your envelopes fold beautifully. That's included. We've got embossing folders. I mean, this just goes on forever. We've got a ridiculous amount. We've got cut and emboss, we've got sentiment, and we've got border and 3D folders in there. Look at all of those folders. You've got a bag full of charms. You've got a whole plethora of resin frames. You've got all of the templates you need to be able to make your envelopes and boxes. You've got 2 full sheets of dies in here. Not one piddly little die. Look. All of these dies, you've got creator cards, you've got florals, you've got sentiments, you've got panels, you've got nesting frames and florals, all of those in there. That's just layer 1 and 2. Oh my word. I mean, can you even begin to imagine? This is completely, we need an hour just to go through the contents of the box, seriously. So you've got that. And then if we look into the third tier, which is here, you have got all of your card bases. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look how many you've got. You've got your 5x7, you've got 4x4, you've got 6x4, and you've got 6x6. And in each one of those, you've got 3, 6, 9. You've got 12, 24, 36, 48 card bases. And you've got the envelopes and all of the sizes to go with. You can see those there. Then we've got, oh, hang on, I'm on the move. I'm pulling my table back. I was nearly meeting you in the middle there. I need to put the lock on. I thought, what's happening? I was like that, you know that Michael Jackson dance where he's like that? That was me there, because I was leaning against it. I was nearly doing that. Is it Smooth Criminal when he does that?
I've locked you in now. I've locked you in.
Joe's locked me in. Thank goodness, because I would have been flat on my face and that wouldn't have been a pretty look, would it? We've got pieces of paper here for your envelope insert, so you can make the inside of your envelope as beautiful as the outside. And then you've got this whole card stack in the same colour complements as you have all of the ribbon, the resin frames, the paper pack that you've got in there, all complemented beautifully, that you're going to be able to use with your, that you're going to be able to use with your, all of your different colour schemes. Okay, so that is the content. The content is ridiculously fantastic value for money. The things for me that make this so crucial, so fantastic is a concept. Hang on, that's it. I'm doing it back to front and upside down. Let's just move that out the way for a sec. Pop that over there and I'll tidy that up in a minute. It's because my tissue paper's sticking out. You can go over there. Is these two things here. This is what makes this particular compendium absolutely fantastic, because this is what helps you if you're a brand new crafter and you've never crafted before and you don't quite know how to put a card composition together. This is going to help you. If you're a card crafter who's been crafting for years and sometimes you just can't be bothered to think for yourself and you want someone to have done the thinking for you, this is for you. If you sometimes look at things, I know I used to find this when I first started crafting, I'd look on blogs, I'd look on YouTube, I'd look at all of those fantastic influencers, the amazing card crafters out there and think, what made them think that those two colours would go together? Why do I never think of that? How did they know that that was going to work? This tool here takes all of the guesswork out of it for you and helps you put the correct colour schemes together, and it's incredibly simple. So I'm just going to
asking in the comments, is the colour wheel available anywhere else? Because lots of people have been asking for it. Is it exclusive to this box?
Yes, is the quick and easy answer to that. We don't have the colour wheel outside of the box anywhere. We have been asked that a few times, so it's not to say that we might not do it in the future, but certainly for now, no, you can't get the colour wheel anywhere else, and you would really actually want to get the colour wheel, because it's not just about the colour wheel, it's not just about that little circle, it's about having, let me show you, and we're just about to make a card using these anyway. It's about, well, that's paper, keep that in the paper stack. It's about having the exact colours of card that match the colour wheel. So you see, I can go around the colour wheel and match that in and see where it goes. Perfect. So it's about having all of those. Here's the blue, look, matches with the blue on the colour wheel perfectly. You Wonderful. Can see that there. So it's about using it together with the elements in the box, not just about it being standalone. Does that
Lots
make
of love
sense,
as well for the scoring board and the corner punch. People have got this already saying they really love those two elements.
That's good. Right, so what we're going to do is have a little look in the booklet, and we're going to pick this one. We're going to do this layout here. So I've opened up my booklet and I quite like the look of that. It looks pretty simple and I'm going to be able to use several different things. So I've got my little booklet and that's the layout that I'm going to follow. So what I've done is get ready a 6x6 card from the compendium box, and I'm going to start layering this up. Now what I'm going to do is, I love yellow and I think we need a little bit of happy in our lives. So we're going to do a yellow theme. So if I go to my yellows here, I want to use one of the lovely gold colours, so I'm going to choose this yellow. So this is the one we're going to start with. I'm going to take my colour wheel and turn that to the golden yellow colour here. Now what it then does is show me which of the other colours would go together. So depending on what kind of colour scheme I want to go with, I can either do a complementary colour scheme, so I follow the arrow straight across and I could see that I would use blue violet to go with. If I didn't want to do that and I wanted to do maybe a triadic colour scheme, I would follow this blue triangle and see that with yellow, red violet and blue green would work very well. And then all you do with that is find the other colours of card in your stack that would go with. Now we're going to do blue violet, which is this colour here. So I'm going to get myself a piece of my blue violet out to go with my yellow. So I know that these two colours, oh, just got 2 sheets there, I only need 1. These 2 colours, according to my colour wheel, are the colours that will go together beautifully. I can see that there. Okay, so I've got those ready and that's what I'm going to do. Now, if I wanted to, I could pick another colour and go with, but actually, we're going to keep it easy for now, as if you've only done it for the first time. So I'm going to go with a complementary colour scheme and use those 2. So you see, I've got my card there. I'll pop that to one side. Now I've got my papers. And my papers have all been designed using all of those different complementary colour schemes. So you can choose a paper that would go with. What I'm looking for is a paper that's got yellow and that blue violet in. That was the one I could have used. I quite like that. Oh, hello, this one. Oh, yes, I like that one. I'm going to have that one. Look at that. So there's my piece of paper. So I've got my yellow, my blue violet, my piece of paper that goes with. My colour wheel has helped me with that. I'm just putting my colour wheel on top of my paper here, and I can see that I'm picking up the yellows in there and I'm picking up the blue violets in there. And actually, if I was going to be doing one of the other colour schemes, I can see that the other colours of green and the red would also work, because that would be my tetradic colour scheme, where I've got yellow, I've got red, green and the blue violet. So I can do all of that colour scheme there. So it's helped me pick the correct colours out. So I'll just move the colour wheel to one side. Now I've got my pieces that I'm going to be working with. I'm going to bring my guillotine in. I've got a 6x6 card base. So I'm going to first off do my matten layer in the yellow. So I'm going to go with 5.5 to start. Am I going to go 5.5? I'm going to go 5 3/4. I changed my mind. So we'll trim that down. 5 3/4, 5 3/4. And this is how easy it could be for you at home. So that's my first matten layer. My second matten layer is going to be 1/2 inch smaller. So I'm going to go 5.5, 5.5. And remember, I'm following this. You can see that there. There we go. I'm following this. So I've got my white card base, 1 matten layer, 2 matten layers and some paper. So that's what I'm doing here. So this is 5.5 and 5.5. So I'm following that booklet in front of me. And then next one down for my paper would be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So each time all I've done is come down by 1/4 inch to the recommended number of mats and layers on that layout that I've got in front. Okay, so I've got that ready and we're going to glue that to our card base. And I'm just going to use a tape pen for speed, but you could use a wet glue if you want to as well. So I think we've got good deals on glues, haven't we, Joe, on this show?
I've got some fabulous deals on the glues. There is a really comprehensive glue collection. Let me just shuffle my notes. I feel like a newsreader. There's so much on this show. I've got so many of these cards here. Let me just find it for you. I feel like Miranda. Bear with. I love that programme. I don't know if you've got that in you. Maybe you have it on BBC America in the US. I cannot find so essential tape pens are 30% off. I think there was another, it was yesterday's show, there was another bundle, I believe, where you got the both the tape pens, the tacky, the Col Owl Purpose and the 3D glue gel was also available. So definitely check the web for that. A lot of people absolutely loving this compendium, Leann. A lot of people saying they've got it. A lot of people saying they're so glad to see you with us again. You lift their mood is some of the comments that I'm seeing here.
Thank you.
And Yolanda says she really struggles with composition and layout of her cards, so she would really think that booklet, what are we calling the booklet, would be helpful.
Card layout guide.
A card layout guide, there we are. She is very much looking forward to getting her hands on that as well. So keep getting your comments in. Bit of a crafty clinic. Any questions that you might have? Wow, 35% of the compendium has now sold out and gone. There's loads of you in the ordering process as well. Any questions whilst Leann is here as well, because she is a crafty fountain of knowledge and youth, obviously. So get those questions in and I'll do my best to answer them.
I'm pleased he followed that up with the and youth. He saved himself there, didn't he? because there was a horrible birthday this year. So thank you for Joe for that, because I'm not feeling very youthful. All of my, well, does anybody else have this? My knees are aching, my hips are aching, my eyes are hurting.
I'm 33, Leann, and that's you describing me right there. So
you know.
And Johnny had a birthday recently. How old were you, Johnny? 36. He's aching all over as well.
Gosh, if only I was 36 again. But you know, when I was 36, what I could do was swoop down onto the floor. So you know, if you drop something on the floor, when I was younger, what I was able to do is immediately just swoop down on the floor, pick it up and come back in one movement like that. Now I have to plan the route to the floor. And I have to plan the route back up from the floor and usually make sure that there's something for me to hang on to while I'm getting up off the floor. I mean, really, it has become that bad, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. Now, what I'm doing is I'm following my little scheme there that you can see, and it's got 3 of these. I'll just pick that up so you can see there. There you go. There you go. You can see it's got 3 of those little snake tongues. So I'm just cutting my little snake tongues now, and I'm using the exact same method that we used earlier. So I'm using my yellow, then I've got my lovely blue violet as a matte and layer. And I'm just making each of those smaller as they go down, and then we're going to cut the same from paper, and I'm just following it along and making it really easy. And once you've got one cut, you can then use that as a template once you've got the size right to cut the others. Of course, you can do it with your guillotine. You don't have to do it with scissors. It's entirely up to you. But just for speed, I'm eyeballing it. I'm not going with particular measurements. I'm not going with precise measurements. I'm just making it up as I go along. And then we're going to do the same with the paper. So I just need that a little bit smaller. And then I've got my template to cut another 2. And I think it's nice to see that everything coming out the box like this, and then just how you can use that colour wheel and the layout booklet to be able to make a card from scratch without really having to think about it, because the thought's being done for you. And sometimes, you know, when we sit down and craft, certainly I find, Joe, I just want to sit and not have to think about it. I just want it to be mindless rather than mindful.
For me, that is the point of crafting.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
For me, you know,
just forget about everything.
We used to just call it me time, and now it's got a special name, isn't it? Mindfulness.
Yeah.
We talk about. And actually, you know, I'm not a doctor. I know, shock horror. A doctor of love. But, absolutely not. No way. I was not a good student. Anyway, I've completely knocked myself off my stride here, and I've gone a bit red. What I was saying is, yeah, for me, because I crochet, so the point really of me doing it is I love just completely switching off, and then I get about 4 rounds past where I was and realise I haven't put my stitch marker in, and end up unpulling it all again and starting again. But I guess all genres of craft are therapeutic. As a paper crafter, Leann, do you find it therapeutic?
Oh, I do, absolutely. It's completely, you just lose yourself, I find, Joe, and that's what I love about it, because I can just have complete and utter relaxation where I'm not worrying about what's going on around me or in the world, and especially now in the climate we're in at the moment, where the last thing we need is to be worrying about what's going on around us. It's just nice to be able to switch the telly and switch the news off, not listen to sit down, really just get something lovely, enjoy it and not worry about it. I think it really is great.
A lot of people have been sharing like their good news in recent weeks as well, because obviously everything that's going on at the moment is awful, but there are some good things coming out of it. So have you seen, I can never say the name of the place. If you're from Wales, I apologise. Llandudno, I think that's how it's pronounced.
I think it's Llandudno, isn't it?
Is it Llandudno?
I think so.
They have all these goats that live on the outskirts of the town, and because no one's about, all of these goats have been coming in and running riot, running through the town. Herds and herds of these goats that normally live on the hills, running around through the town. Shelby's got in touch with us, Leann. She says, I turned 62 a few weeks ago.
Oh.
If I drop something, I tried to decide how much I really need it.
That's fantastic. Brilliant, Shelby. Do you know what? That is absolutely what I mean about planning my route to the floor. I've lost my bit of blue card. Come back. There it is. I've put it in the bin.
That seemed like quite a fluid movement to me.
Well, I'll pay for it later. I have to say. That's true. And it wasn't quite on the floor, was it? That was just a little stoop into the bin. That wasn't a full on the floor on my hands and knees, having to work out. I'm down in the middle of the floor, I'm on my hands and knees. How do I get back up, because there's nothing to hold on to? I have been in that position a couple of times, I have to say. I have. Oh dear, right. So all I'm doing is following my little template as I go along, you see. So I cut one and then I put it onto the back of the next piece of paper and just follow where I cut it, which means that I get them all about, it doesn't matter if they're not perfectly even, but I get them all about the same size, looking about as uniform as you'd want them to look. But you know what, if they're not, there are no card crafting police, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've got my 3 yellow and my 3 blue, and I can start to stick those together now. Now I am going to shape them, so we'll stick them together, and I'm just going to do that with some of my tape pen again. So I had yellow, blue, then patterned paper before, so I'm going to do the same again now. I'm going yellow, then I'm going blue, and then I'm going patterned paper. See that there we go, yellow, blue, then patterned paper. Now how am I doing for time, guys? Do I need to speed up or are we okay?
All the time in the world.
Okay, and so then I'm just following again, so I'm starting with the yellow at the bottom, then blue's going on top, and you will definitely take more time than I am to, you know, get your edges all straight and what have you, and make sure it's beautiful. I'm doing this speeding for you so you can see how fabulous the elements are in the kit. So that's the first one, then I'm going to follow the next one. So my colour scheme was devised from using that colour wheel because I wanted to use yellow, so I turned it to yellow and then decided I was going to use the blue to go with. And actually, Joe, top tip, do you know why else that's fantastic? Right. Once you've got this colour wheel at home. So sometimes, you know, you've just got a piece of cardstock in your stash that you like and you want to use but you don't know how. If you just point the arrow on your colour wheel to that colour of card, match it, it shows you everything else you need to go with, so you can rifle in your stash and find the other things that go along with, which is great.
Absolutely. I know it's called the card making compendium, Leann. Do you think if someone was into like scrapbooking or some other sort of genres of paper crafting, then they could definitely avail of this and make use of it?
Gosh, 100%, Joe. And I'll tell you why. That is a fantastic question. Because with cards, so for example, this layout that we're using here, this one could be a scrapbook page. What's not to say that that's not 12 by 12 and in here isn't a photograph instead of a sentiment. So in that layout there, that could be a scrapbook page with a big photograph in the middle. So every one of these card layouts would lend themselves to a card, to an 8 by 8 or a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout if you wanted it to. And then because all of the pieces in here are 8 by 8, actually if you did 8 by 8 scrapbook albums, then all of the pieces, all of the card is the perfect, oh, you see my roots there. Everybody can see the grey. Oh, because the hair, you can't get to the hairdresser.
I've been trying to work out this week. I've been looking at everyone that is around that I'm working with at the moment, because obviously the only people I'm seeing is you guys here at work. I'm on the house. I'm in the house around the corner from work on my own. I've been trying to work out who I think would be best at a haircut out of everyone. And I actually, we had a chat about it earlier, and we thought that you would probably be the best one out of everyone. Yeah. To be let loose with the clippers. So we'll see. I mean, because if it's going to be another 12 weeks, I'll look like a Yeti in 12 weeks' time. I'm very, very hairy. It grows very fast. So
it would be a very brave man who allowed me loose with the clippers. Now, I'm going to use my Gemini Mini because the dies in this kit do work brilliantly with the Mini.
Perfect.
So they'll work inside. So if you've got your little Mini there, if you don't want to have a larger die cutting machine out and you just want to use your little one, then of course you can. Now I'm going to follow the same method I had before, and I'm looking at my layout. So you can see I've done my 3 little fork tongues on there. Now I need to do my oval with my sentiment. So I'm following the same rule as I had before. I'm going to go, this time though, I'm going to do blue first. Am I going to do blue? No, I'm going to do yellow. I want to do yellow, so I'm going to cut a piece the same size as before. I've changed my mind. I'm going to follow exactly the same format as I've got on my card.
You've got a discount on it, which is fabulous, because I believe it's normally $34.99, and we're going to throw in the free storage bag worth $12.99 as well. So you've got a fabulous deal on that. If you've already got the Junior and the big Gemini, do you think there's still a place in your craft room for the Mini, Leann?
Oh gosh, 100%. I wouldn't be without my Mini. I mean, seriously, I love...
That was definitely a resounding yes.
I mean, that was, wasn't it? That was a heartfelt yes, wasn't it? And I just made a boob, so I'm putting it in the bin.
We didn't see. So everyone's saying
that's because you put us off my stride asking us about my Mini.
Someone,
sorry.
people in the comments are saying maybe your husband would be the go-to man. He's probably quite good with a secateurs, so that wouldn't be that
very
different,
true.
really.
Yes, he could hack you a hairdo, Joe.
See,
that's
but
for sure.
I'm not seeing. He doesn't come into work. See, so we have to keep it to the people that are here.
Yeah,
I wonder if Sarah would be
that's
good
true.
with the clippers.
I wouldn't let Sarah.
No, okay. Even that was.
So, I mean, I love her. I love her dearly, but I very much. No. I think, yeah. I really don't think I'd be letting her loose.
Fair enough.
I dropped something else on the floor there. Oh, there. Oh, back again. Yeah, she would just, because you know how she likes to do everything quick, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Everything's done at warp speed.
She's not watching. I can see she's not here in the comments.
I think she will be. I think we can guarantee that.
She's probably got us on the big telly.
Probably is on the big telly.
Definitely
because she does everything at speed. It would be like, come on, Joe, just get your haircut.
Well, do you know I shaved it in the summer, so I think I've got no option. I think it's going to have to be shaved again. I mean, what else can I do?
Well, you could embrace your locks, Joe.
I could, but the problem is it doesn't grow like it grows this way, Leanne. Like it's this bit,
like a microphone.
and this bit comes
Do you end
out
up with
here.
a microphone? Do
I do.
Yes.
It's just round, and also I've got a
It's like
very
me.
big, very round head,
Me
and I've
too.
always had it since I was this size. Since when I was a baby, I had the biggest head, and my mum says that I just grew into it over time. It's always been this size. So yeah, if it doesn't get cut, these bits, it's just round. Nothing I can do about it.
Well, I'll give it a go, but I can't.
No, it's fine. I think we've all come to the conclusion that you're not the person here at Crafters TV.
I mean, I'll give it a go, Joe. You know, I'll try anything. I can't guarantee it'll look gorgeous, but I'll try my very best.
Loads of love for the mini. Donna saying she loves the mini. Caroline loving it. Susan says she's always got it close to hand as well. So loads of people loving that.
Now, look what I've managed to do. So this is my nesting set of dies from the compendium box that I've got there. They are good size nesting die, and I've just cut the 3 different layers. I've done a scallop, a stitched edge blue, and a plain yellow to make my lovely sentiment holder there. So I've got all of those ready. So that was using my mini, which is fantastic. And then I've got some of these rub-ons that are also in the kit. So we're just going to pick a nice little sentiment rather than stamp it. We're going to rub it on.
So
how am I doing for time?
Consider doing larger standalone collections of rub-ons.
Do you know what? That's a really good question. We used to do that years ago. Or did we used to do them with other... I think maybe we used to do them when we did licensed collections, actually, rather than rub-ons on their own. I really love a rub-on. And so, actually, that's a good thing. While I'm here with you this Thursday night, if there are ideas of products that you want us to do that we haven't done up to now, or you think we should be doing, then let us know. Because,
I'd like a stamp, Leanne, that says like you can't make old friends.
Oh,
I like that one.
That's
I heard
a good one.
It's a Dolly. It was a Dolly Parton song. I think Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers did it in recent about 6 years ago, and that's what it's called. I thought, what a great sentiment that is.
I love Dolly Parton.
Me too. Isn't she wonderful?
She is wonderful.
I've spent a lot of money looking this cheap. Is my favourite Dolly Parton quote ever. We should go to Dollywood. You know, it's a theme park in the deep south.
I would love to go.
Maybe someone's been. Have you been? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you live near Dollywood. We can pop round for biscuits and go to Dollywood. 40% of the stock of the compendium has sold out and gone. Who knows if it will last this show, let alone the 48 hours that it lives on our website for. So do grab it. I wouldn't dilly or dally. And the value, it is amazing, isn't it, for the amount of components that you're getting,
I mean, it's
Leanne.
ridiculous. Honestly, it is. It's really, really good. I'm just looking for my 3D glue gel because I want to raise... Oh, there it is there. I can see it. Because I want to raise it up. The value in it with, I mean, you know, all of those dies, the card, the paper, the scoring board, the punch, the embossing folders, the cut and emboss, the 6x6 stamps, the sentiment stamps, your rub-ons, your charms, your resin frames. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. It's completely endless, which is fantastic. The value is amazing, and it's not only that it's value for money with all the elements that you've got in there, but it's educational too. Okay, so there we go. That's finished. So all I did was take my colour wheel. I took my colour wheel and I decided that I wanted to use yellow. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. Turn my colour wheel around. Turned it to yellow. Found out that the complementary across was that blue-violet. Picked out blue-violet card to match. And then just picked all of the other elements to go together. So you can see there, I used one of my sentiments. I've 3D'd it up. I've done my little fork tongues. I followed my card sketch to the letter, and I've been able to end up with something that's really lovely. But of course, as you said, Jo, that could be a scrapbook layout if that's what you wanted to do, and that's just using probably not even 5% of the bits and bobs that are in that box. It is fantastic value for money. Certainly for £64, the scoreboard, the punch, one of those sets of dies, a set of stamps, and you've more or less got that money. Everything else is a bonus in that box for you. The value is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, wonderful. I can't even begin to imagine how many cards or, you know, parts of cards you could possibly make with this. And also, it is a fabulous gift. Imagine if you know someone, because let's face it, so many of us have got, you know, a lot more time on our hands at the moment. Maybe you know someone that would love to get into card making. Don't forget as well, on our website, you can actually have it sent to someone else. So you could actually buy this and have it sent somewhere else. We can absolutely do that for you. If you want to get that colour wheel, you will have to get it in here. You've got a great saving on this too. You're saving over £40, no, $35.49 if you're in the UK, or $52.95 if you're in the US. It's really busy. I'm actually hearing on our way to 50% of the stock, half the stock being sold out. And bear in mind, guys, we're 42 minutes in to this Cartload show. It is exceptionally busy on that. Let's pop that off to one side. Now, just because we talked about them, I'd love to show you the crochet kits that we have on the show. These are gorgeous. I taught myself to crochet using a kit very similar to this. So we've got a few different options for you. We've got the monkey. Prices start from £4. We've got the dog, which is fabulous. We've also got Dexter the dog there. We've got the sheep as well. He is just there. Stanley, good solid sheep name, isn't it, Stanley? And then we've also got the bunny rabbit as well. Now I'm going to go through the bunny rabbit and show you that. I would say if you are brand new to crochet, the bunny is probably going to be the easiest one. They're all definitely suitable for beginners though. I want to show you what you get included, because this one's £5 if you're in the UK, so great value. I mean, you couldn't even get the stuffing for that. You get your full pattern included. It has instructions in there as well, tells you about all the stitches. If you want to see how to get started with this, go back to Tuesday morning Softer Side of Life show, and I actually go through the stitches and show you how to get started as well. So you've got that their information there. You've got 2 balls of yarn in here, so it's a cotton poly blend, so it's a really, really lovely, it matches my t-shirt, doesn't it? It's a really lovely colour. You've also got this bigger ball of yarn. You're getting your hook included in here as well. You're getting all of your little bits that you need. So you've got your stitch markers, you've got your yarn needle in there, and you've also got the stuffing in there as well. So you've got absolutely everything that you need to get started. It's a real comprehensive kit, and it's the same for all of them. Very, very busy on those. Oh, I've dropped my pattern. I'm just swooping down for it. There we are. You've also got the pattern in there, so absolutely everything that you need to get going included. Do grab them. They've been exceptionally busy this week. Now we're going to have a look again at the tri-blends, because I don't consider myself to be a crafter. Sarah keeps telling me I am, but I'm not sure I am. But I took some of these tri-blend markers home last week, and I could not believe how easy it was to colour, because you've got all the different colours that you need that work there together. And it was the lovely Debbie Fisher showed me how to use them for about 2 or 3 minutes, and that was it. I was off. There was no stopping me. The best way to get the best value with these is to go for the large collection, which I'm going to share the details of with you now. You've got 6 pens in each one of these, but really you've got 18 pens, because you've got 3 pens within each pen. It means if you're going for the largest collection, you've got 146 pens really in total across 48 markers. So you've got your portrait blends there. This one here is your jewel shades. This one is your coastal blends. I love those blues there. You've got your vintage blends. You also have this one here, which is your exotic. I really love this one. Very, very tropical. You've got your lovely woodlands with the greens and browns. You've got your natural blends here. Great for your nature scenes. And then finally, you've got this one here, which is your floral blends. Again, very tropical. £8 packs within there. £100 if you're in the UK, saving you £59, or $150 if you're in the US. Now, if you want to go for some of these individually, then absolutely you can. I'll just share the details with you. So if you go for them individually, they are $19.99 in the UK, $29.95 in the US. However, they're on a 3 for 2. So get 3 of these in your basket, you'll only pay for 2. But the best way, as always, to get the best value is to go for that larger collection. Leann, I think it's fair to say pretty much anyone can use these, can't they?
Absolutely anybody can use these, even if they've never picked up a colouring pen or done any colouring before. I would say even the kids can use these and get a fantastic result. They're not just for colourists, they're for everybody. And the reason they're so fantastic is because we've put those 3 colours that work together in each of the pens. You've got the light, the medium and the dark. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. And I'm looking for, I'm going to go with a purple blend, because sometimes in the NHS you have purple uniforms as well, don't you? Now, I'm just going to show you, I'm colouring this in. So our Stacey, one of our fantastic designers, in fact, she is the team leader. She manages all of the designers for us here at Crafters Companion, drew this last night. And I've shared it onto my Facebook page. I'm sure it's on Crafters Companion. I'm sure it's probably on Sarah's as well. You can download this and colour it in and pop it in the windows, as we're doing for all of those rainbows. Just to say thank you to our fabulous care workers. And if you're in the USA, obviously you don't have the NHS, you're going to take a pair of scissors, trace that top rainbow around, and then you've got just care workers, health workers, and a rainbow for your window if you would like to do that. And lots of the kids of the staff here at Crafters Companion are doing the same thing. Oh, look, here's Leo. Oh, Leo's done his. That's Johnny, our producer's little boy, Leo. He's done 2. Wow, that's fantastic. One and for his sister, Isla. That's absolutely fabulous. They can have 1 in the window each. Good for you, Leo. It's amazing. Right, so just to show you how fab these pens are with this, and then we'll go on and do some more colouring as well. I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to turn this around so you can see. There we go. Oh, no, turn it around that way, Leanne, so everybody can see. There we are. We have got the light. Oh gosh, can you keep up with this? I'm spinning that round that much. It's like a roulette wheel. You've got the light, the medium and the dark of a particular colour, and this is the purple blend. In this marker you've got all 3 of those colours, which allows you to go from the light to the dark, so you get that beautiful gradation of colour, that 3D look that you need when you're colouring things to make them look like they're popping from the page. How do we do that? So we start with the lightest colour, so we take off the lid and we start to colour in whatever it is we want to do. I'm going to do her trousers, so I'm starting with the lightest colour. Oh, look at me hair, I'm showing you my roots again. I just keep leaning over. Honestly, that overhead camera is just a flipping nightmare when it comes to your roots. Honestly. And me sticking my head in, because obviously my eyes aren't what they used to be, so I need to get up close. I haven't got my glasses with us. But anyway, honestly, my hair is a nightmare. It's been the bane of my life. And do you know what you were just saying before, Joe, when you were saying about your hair goes out?
Yeah.
I've got the same issue. My hair just, obviously, look, you can see, I'm like Leo Sayer.
Do you remember when back in the day I used to call you Leann Sayer? Do you remember?
You did used to call me Leann Sayer, I know. And I mean, that's what I'm like. I've totally got a microphone for a hairdo, so I know exactly how you feel.
I love curly hair, I really would.
Oh, you wouldn't if you had it. Right, so I did the lightest, and then I've gone on with the darkest, and then I'm going with my medium tone. I went with the lightest and then the dark over the top, because wet ink blends more easily than dry ink, Joe. So you always want to wet your card. And then with the medium tone here, I'm going to bring that out, the darkest colour, into that white space, which is my preserved highlight. And you can see I'm just using little circular motions to do that. I get that beautiful blend effortlessly. And then into my preserved highlight, I'm going to go with my lightest colour again. Here it is here. And I'm going to bring that medium out into the rest of her trouser. And what that does is take me from the dark through the medium into the light, into my preserved highlight, and I get that beautiful 3D look to my colouring. And it really does look gorgeous, and it's that effortless and seamless.
Well, it just
really easy to do.
It looks amazing. I think from watching you do it, Leann, I don't think I put enough colour in. I think I'm a bit gentle-handed with it. I think I need to maybe
get more.
But I need to go over the same area more.
Yes, don't be scared of it. Definitely saturate the card. What you want to happen is this.
Okay.
That should happen. you want it to come through, and you need to be colouring onto a pile of scrap stuff, because as it saturates the card and works through the fibres, that's how you get that lovely seamless, smooth blend. So don't be scared to work it in. And so if I do the same over here on this leg, I'm just going to colour some light colour down first. And don't forget, each of the pens that you get in that kit has 3 different colours in. It has the light, the medium and the dark for the blend, which makes it really easy for you to be able to do this. So you tick one pen and all 3 colours that you need are in that pen. So I did my light colour first. I left some area white, which is called preserving your highlight. I then bring the dark colour down over the top of the light I've just put on, and that's because it's wet my card for me. So I'm working pretty quickish. So I get my dark colour on top of there, and now when I bring my mid colour in from the middle of the pen and I do little circular motions alongside the dark, that just brings that out more into the centre in a really beautiful seamless blend. And then when I go back to my light, bring that middle tone out into my preserved highlight, I get again that beautiful blend. And you can see I'm just using small circular motions, covering quite a lot of space as I do it, not being scared of it, getting a good saturation, which is a smooth blend, so you don't have any white cards showing, Jo. You want a good saturation of the ink. That's what gets it all to move around and give you that beautiful 3D look. And then there would be some shade down here along the inside of our leg there. So I'm just going to go in with the darker colour.
How do you decide? Is there a rule of thumb for deciding where the dark shade's going to go, Leann? It's one of the questions that we've got.
There's a very easy one, and you know what? I'm not a professional colourist. I just like to colour.
You look like one to me.
But there's a rule of thumb, and so the rule of thumb is, and you know what? You'll see lots of tutorials online where it's imagine the sun is shining at a 45-degree angle and refracting off your colouring and bouncing into the... Forget that. Life's too short. So my rule of thumb is anything underneath is going to be darker. So if I put my hand over here, I cast a shadow, which means the things underneath, you can see there the shadow. You can see, look, the shadow here from there casting onto here. So anything that's underneath, and you can see that's moving, you can see a shadow casting as I move my hand around there. So anything that's underneath is going to be in shadow. Or anything that is close together because no light can get there. Also, things that protrude further are going to be lighter because the light hits them first. So for example, with her legs, her knees and the front of her legs are going to be bent and coming forward. So the middle of her legs are going to be lighter than the outside of her legs. And if you look at yourself on a photograph, you'll see that. So because the sides of your legs here are closer together, there's going to be shade there. And because the costume is casting a shade down here, it's going to be darker down the outside of the leg. So the middle of the leg that would come forward would be the lightest area. That's how I decide where's going to be light and where's going to be dark. If you apply that to your face, if you think about a face, and do you know what? I've got DVDs on colouring and with all of these things on our website. Go along and get one of those if you want to. It's the classic one. Same rules apply using your tri-blend as I'm explaining now. You'll be able to use the same methodology. But if it's your face, your nose is the furthest point out. So that's going to be the lightest. And then as your face goes back, cheek and hairline, that's how you decide where you've got light, medium and dark when you're colouring a face. So it's just whatever is furthest forward or whatever is underneath. Does that make sense, Jo?
So dark would be sort of around the hairline here, around the sides of your face. Would it be the bits next to your nose? Would they be in dark as well?
Because it's casting a shadow down the side. Yes,
and your
absolutely.
bits sort of down there, would they be dark as well?
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's it's definitely a rule of thumb situation, then, is it? Once you get going,
it is.
And are there sort of different rules for different things? So, like florals, do they have a different rule, or is
no?
it kind
Anything
of all
that's
the same?
underneath, we're going to do a floral next, actually,
okay,
so I'll be able to show you that. But it's just the same rule of thumb. So, for example, if I'm doing her face, I've got my fair skin pen here, not bending too far forward, and I'm going to go with my lightest ink, and I'm just going to go over her face. Now this is being printed off on a laser printer rather than an inkjet printer, which is why I've got some smudging there. So if you're printing this out at home to colour in with your tri-blend pens, this is a good point for you. Don't print it on a laser printer or at a copy shop with a photocopier, because you'll get this happening. You'll get black smudges.
A laser printer is the one that most people have in their offices, like the big ones. Yes. Are they laser printers?
If it's heat set toner, don't use it.
Right, okay.
If it's an inkjet, cheapy printer,
So like
use
what
it.
most of us have at
what
home?
most of us have at home.
Okay,
that's the
perfect.
one you need to use.
Also, as well, we're on the subject, we always get a lot, we haven't had one tonight, but we do get a lot of questions all the time about what sort of cardstock is best to use, Leanne.
Okay, so I would say you get our premium marker paper pad and use that,
Okay.
which is what we developed for Spectrum Raw alcohol colouring. Or you can use, as I'm using here, our Nina Classic Crest. And the reason for using those two cardstocks, if you get alcohol markers home and you're not getting a good result, and then you ring in and you say to me, my markers don't work, the first thing I always say is, what cardstock are you colouring on? And usually, 8 times out of 10, it's some random piece of copy paper or white cardstock they've had in their craft stash for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And that is why, and I'll explain why in a sec. And then, or it is because you're not colouring onto a scrap pad of paper. You're colouring straight onto your craft mat or your table. And so the colour isn't absorbing through and catching here, it's flooding out and coming back in. So they're the two things that usually happen. Now, the reason you want a good quality cardstock like this is, it's very much like the capillary action. So what you've got is, if you imagine a piece of cotton wool and you put it into just touch it on some water, it's going to up the water straight away. And the cotton wool ball is going to be full. If you've got a very fibrous paper, then what's going to happen when you put your alcohol marker on is just going to suck all of the ink out of the pen and you've wasted the good stuff. So if you get some good cardstock, which isn't very fibrous, isn't like cotton wool and water, isn't going to suck the ink out of your pen, it gives you a better blend. So you get a more effective experience colouring it in. You can see with her face there, look how fabulous that looks, the shine in the centre of her face and around her hairline. But it also means you're not going to waste all of the ink in your fabulous pen.
Wonderful. So I guess we need to be careful then if we're buying colouring books, Leanne. We need to make sure that they're on a really good quality cardstock. Otherwise, those sort of things could end up really drinking the ink from our pens, which is good to know. There was last week a free download on the website for some imagery. Don't forget as well that NHS imagery. There is another version with thanks as well if you want to download that. That is on my Facebook page. Did you say you've shared it to yours as well, Leanne?
Yes, it is.
It's on Leanne's Facebook page too, so it's everywhere. Don't forget the price on your screen is to get all 8 of the pack, so it's really, really great value for money as well. And that Nina card, is it Nina? Am I saying that right? I sound like a fire engine.
Well, every time you say that, I want to go Nina. I call it Nina.
Nina, okay. It is available for you. It's on the show, so do pop along and grab it. It's there for you, which is fantastic. Let me just quickly recap the colours that you've got. So within here, don't forget you've got a 3 for 2 on these as well if you want to get those, but you've got the dual shades, which are here. You've also got the coastal blends. Remember, 6 markers in each, which is like having 18 different pens. You've got the vintage blends, which is this one here. You also have the exotic blends. You've got your woodland shades. There is the natural blends. I have the floral blends. I love this one. It's very tropical. I can imagine sitting colouring in, you know, the numbers, the letters that we do, the letter stamps with all the flowers around them. Yes. I'd love to colour them in with those. I think it'd be fabulous. And then portrait blends we've got here as well. So do make sure you grab those. I know a lot of you are giving me lots of questions in the comments and I absolutely love and adore that. However, if you do want to watch and shop at the same time, then do pop yourself over to the website. Now, here in the UK, we are going to have some applause in about 10 seconds because every Thursday evening we are clapping for all of our NHS workers that are here in the UK at 8 o'clock, which it is now. So we're going to give them a big round of applause. And I'm sure in the US you will be joining us as well and clapping for all of your caregivers there that are doing a wonderful job. So just want to say a big thanks to the NHS, so that's wonderful. Another question that's come in, Leanne, is about ink pads that we should use when we're stamping with our alcohol markers. Okay, well that's interesting because I was just stamping some stamps up there, so let's have a talk about that then, because it is a really important point. Now, what you need if you're using any of our alcohol markers is our Finesse alcohol proof ink pad.
And this is the first time an ink pad has ever been developed specifically with the correct formulation to be used with an alcohol marker, where we're not saying, oh, try that ink pad, or I find this ink pad works best, or that ink pad works for me. This is an ink pad that has been developed specifically to work with alcohol markers so that you get no bleeding, no blurring, no smudging. You just get beautiful crisp lines every single time. Now we're going to colour a couple of florals in, but I just want to show you, these are the floral stamps from my Compendium box actually, and they're gorgeous. So, and they're big. They're good statement size stamps. So this is the other thing about all of the things in the Compendium box there. They're not trial sizes. You know what, sometimes when you get a big collection like that, Joanne, well, you won't, but I know when I'm getting makeup, you get a trial size, which is 25% of the original size. What we've done is make sure in this Compendium that you get full sizes of everything. So, you know, you don't have to think that you're being shortchanged, or you're going to get little trial pieces. You're going to get full size pieces, which is fantastic. So I've just done that little daisy head, and now I'm doing the stalk that goes with. So I'm just inking these two up. So you could do the daisy head on its own if you wanted, but you can also do the stalk with it. So you can see, I'm just deciding where that's going to go.
Did you say these were from the Compendium, these, Leanne?
Yes, these are all from the Compendium.
That Compendium is over half of the stock sold out and gone, so you will need to be close. You need to be quick for it. We only are halfway through this show. A lot of people are saying how much they love your tutorials as well, Leanne, how well you explain everything, which is always a lovely compliment to give.
It really is. Thank you so much. I mean, that really does mean an awful lot to me, because I like to explain how our products work so that when you get them home, you just get the very best out of them. Let's go magenta. Let's have a nice pink flower, should we? Right, so I've got my tri-blend. I've stamped my lovely flower, which was from the Compendium. I've got my tri-blend marker, and I've got my magenta blend here. And then we're going to pick the petal that we're going to work on. I'm going to go with the lightest colour first. Oh, there's my hair again. Made a little, do you know what? It's got a life of its own. It just likes to make an entrance every now and again. I can't do anything to control it, just does it. Then I'm going with the darkest, and then I go with the medium colour. I go with the medium, and I drag the dark out into the area, into the preserved highlight, and then I'm taking the lightest colour and dragging that. Look at the 3D colour I've got on that petal, and it's effortless. And I would suggest that you do one petal at a time, because wet ink dries much more efficiently than dark ink. That's because I've got the dark colour down here. Wet ink blends better than dry paper. That's what I'm trying to say. So always get your light colour down first, then put your dark on top, use the medium to bring that out, and then use the light to come back into that preserved highlight. And look at how beautiful the 3D dimension and the texture and the movement is that you're able to build by doing this. So the light, then the dark, medium brings the dark back out into that first layer of light, then light finally brings you out into your preserved highlight. Now, just when you were asking before, Jo, how do you know where to put the dark?
Yeah.
Because these petals are on the top of the flower, they'd be getting the maximum light.
Okay.
So any petals underneath are going to, by nature, be darker. So what you would do is you would follow round the edge of the petal, because that's where it would be darkest, and then you'd have your medium, and then you'd have your light at the very tip. And that's how you get your colouring on a floral to look like one petal is overlaying the next.
Ah, I see.
Do you see what I mean by that?
Is it a good rule of thumb then that you'll always put the lightest shade down before you put the dark shade over the top? Is that always the way?
Always. So for example, this one, I'm going to go light here because that's where I'm going to put my dark next. Put my dark in, and then go with my medium to blend that out.
I feel like when we're off social distancing, I might have to just, you know, come round, we open a bottle of wine and get some colouring done. Absolutely would love that, and you're more than welcome anytime, as you know. So here we go. Now, where's just a tiny bit of detail, it is okay just to take the dark and put in your little shadows there. Just putting in your little accents there. And you see I've done my dark, I've done my medium, and then I've done my light. And you can see now these petals are all looking like they're stacking up on top of each other. That's because we're just making sure that the next petal underneath is darker nearer the one on top, so you can see how they start to
how they start to stack and flow and look, instead of a flat image, a real 3D image. Very, very easy to do.
Do you have to blend and put the colours down together whilst it's all sort of still relatively immediately, or can you go back? You do, it's best to do it, sort of get it down straight away.
Absolutely, because you need wet ink to blend. If I did this, for example, here, let's say I've done this, I'm doing this petal, doorbell's gone off to do something else, and I'll just do this over here. What you wouldn't be able to do is come back 10 minutes later and blend that, because it'll be completely dry. The alcohol will have evaporated and it will just have left back behind the stained card. Okay. So what you would need to do to reactivate that and do that again is you would need to come back with the light colour again, go back over the top just to get it wet, then go with your dark just to get some moisture back in there, dark back in, medium to bring the dark out into the light, and then the lightest colour brings that all the way out again. So you just need to reactivate it. But look how these are all now starting to stack up on top of each other. That's how easy it is with your tri-blend markers.
Gorgeous.
Now this is another one I stamped earlier. What colour should we do this one? Should we do this coral? I do like a bit of coral in my life. Have we got time? Am I running out? Oh, he's cracking the whip on me. He's cracking the whip.
A lot of people are asking about that bag that you've got them all stored in as well, Leanne. Is it on our website?
Yes. Fabulous. You need this in your life. Shall I just show you the bag?
Yeah, it is brilliant.
Look at this bag.
I took that bag home with them in the other night and it was quite fabulous.
Honestly, it's fantastic. So I'm just working from it. I've got all my markers here. I'll put them back in a second. You've got these leaves. So look, they flip over. So you've got all of your markers stored. And each of the markers has a little elastic space that you can pop your marker in to pop it away, and it keeps it nicely contained so they're not all going to fall out, okay? So, and there's enough space in here for all of the markers that you're getting in that collection there. So you've got your leaves. However, if you want to go travelling with it, all you do is fold up the sides, and then here and here, you've got two Velcro pieces which overlap like that. Straighten that out. There you go, overlaps like that. One on this side, overlap that, then that comes over on the top, sticks there, off I go. So it really is portable, and it's also got a shoulder strap that goes with, and you've got a little zipped compartment in the back here for your pieces of card or your ink pad if that's what you want to do. Inside here you've also got your little pockets inside here. Let me just show you. You've got your inside pockets there for ink pads and things, or stamps if that's what you want to do. So it is a completely portable solution, and I always use that with my pens there because it just makes them really easy to access. Fantastic.
Beautiful. Definitely grab one of those. Go find that on the website.
Right, now then, coral blend. Have I got time or have I not? Do we need to move on? I've got 2 minutes. Right, where did I put my coral blend? Gosh, he's got his whip out tonight. Honestly, I mean, really, where's... oh, it's here. I'm looking for the pen, it's here. I thought I had it before, it's gone. And what I want to know is, Joe, where is Johnny Producer's office? Because he's cracking the whip tonight.
He really is.
I mean, honestly, he is.
The time
stop
police were going to call him.
Get on with it. I'm like, oh, people need to see the colour. And I'm like, right.
Loads of people are loving that bag, by the way. Stan says he loves the bag, Leanne.
Good.
Do they fit in the same holders used for the other markers? Is it to own...
So this bag is a specific size for tri-blend.
Wonderful.
Because a tri-blend pen is a little bit longer than a regular classique pen because you've got the 3 markers in here. So if you're getting a bag for classiques or illustrators, that is a particular size. If you're getting your bag for your tri-blend, you need to make sure that you select the bag that says tri-blend storage.
Good to know.
That's very important.
Wonderful. Don't forget as well, you've got such a great saving here, guys. You're saving on the whole collection $59.92 in the UK. In the US, you are saving, quick math here, over $80 in the US. So a great deal. Don't forget, if you do want to go for any of the individuals, then you can. They are priced at $19.99, $29.95, and they're on a 3 for 2. So there's something for everyone.
Now then, you've also got in your pen collection there, you've got now some of the colours, you will have 2 similar. So you'll have a coral blend and a coral shade, for example. It might not be exactly those, but that gives you an idea. So what you've got is the 3 lightest and then the 3 more dark of the same colour. So it just extends how much dimension you're going to be able to get in your images because it's the same colour family, coral, just in 3 different intensities. Sorry, head again. Oh my word. Honestly, that frizz, it's just, it's got a life. It's like that, did you watch that movie years ago? What was it called? The Blob. And it just used to creep everywhere. It had a mind of its own. Take over from the cinemas and everything like that.
What happens is, the problem is when your hair gets in, the camera focuses on your hair.
On the hair.
And it's like portrait mode, the colouring goes out of focus.
Oh dear, fantastic. Oh dear. Right, so you can see by using those 2 pens together, I've extended the depth of the colour. I've extended the depth of the colour there, and I've got that beautiful dimension in that flower as we go around. And you would just keep building that up, as I was doing with the pink one before. It's incredibly easy to do. And then if I wanted to bring it out to these next ones here, what I would do is, again, start with my lightest, get my colour down, preserve my highlight at the tip, here the petals facing the top because that's where the light would be hitting them. Preserve my highlight, go in with my light, then come in with my darkest of the 3, pop down some colour, take my medium colour, blend that out. You can see there, into my preserved highlight, and then I go again with my lightest very last, and I fill into the preserved highlight and bring that medium out to the rest of the little piece that I was colouring. I've got lovely dimension there, but if I wanted to just improve that dimension a little bit, or make it a little bit more, what's the word, more of a contrast, there we go, I can use my shade blend, which matches alongside, bring in a little bit extra. That was the lightest colour of the shade blend, which has actually just allowed me to enhance the colour transition and the change there. So you can start to use them interchangeably as well, if that's what you want to do.
How beautiful was that? A great explanation there as well. And you'll find loads of inspiration, loads of tutorials for absolutely everything on our website, including colouring as well. If you love that, maybe you already own the Tri-Blend, there is a Sarah special tomorrow where we'll be looking at the watercolour pencils for 2 hours. That'll be at 11 AM here in the UK, or 5 AM if you're on the East Coast. Don't forget to go download or save as well that thanks and NHS artwork. You can do that on my Facebook page, Crafters TV, Leann, Sarah's. We've shared it pretty much everywhere, which is fantastic. And don't forget the great deal that you've got on those, all 8 of those packs there for £100 or $150. I want to share with you, we launched a brand new show at the moment. So John Scott is usually here on a Tuesday morning, but John Scott, he lives quite far away, so at the moment he isn't able to get in. Everyone that's here and bringing these shows to you, we all live really locally, and we're on a real skeleton crew as well. So tonight, for instance, it's just me and Leann and our producer Johnny. We're the only people here in the building, and we'll continue to bring these shows to you for as long as we can. It's also worth noting as well that our delivery and all of our supply chains are absolutely operating and working as we would expect them to be. So it is a great time to get stocked up on all your crafty essentials and get yourself ready for a lot of crafting over the next 10 weeks or so. So I digressed. I was about to say, myself and Sarah brought to you a softer side of life, a new soft crafting show. Every Tuesday we're bringing it to you over the next few weeks. So we launched something as well in that show. We launched a mystery bag. Now the saving on this is amazing. It should be over £120 in the UK. You've got over $150 worth of product in the US as well. And you might get different variants to what I'm showing you, but you will get one of everything that I'm showing you. So you're going to get firstly 2 full meters of fabric. So in this one there's a pink and a green one. Let me just open this up to show you just how much fabric that is, because if you are a quilter and you love to do, you usually work with half meters or fat quarters. Of course, nothing to stop you cutting this down. You'll get 4 quarters out of that, or you could cut that down into fat 8. So you'll get that. Now, it might not be that one you get, but I can tell you we only have fabulous fabric here at Crafts Companion, so you'll get something rather fabulous. You will also be getting some glitter fabric. I mean, as if fabric couldn't get any better, we put glitter in it. I mean, how good does that get? You'll also get as well some of the faux leather. Now this is gorgeous. It is like a really lovely buttery soft leather. I don't know how they make this so soft and yummy, but it is gorgeous. You'll be getting both of those included as well. You'd probably be looking to pay around the cost of the whole mystery bag just for those items that I've shared with you there, which is great. So think about you're getting the rest of stuff free of charge, really. You're going to get some quilting stencils included. So if you love to freehand quilt, then these are great for laying down some lines for you to do that across. You'll get 2 of those. We've then got for you as well the Embroidery Transfers. Now, these are great. If you love to do hand embroidery, it means that you can transfer the design onto fabric that you already have. We're going to give you a fabric ink pad included in here as well. There's loads in here. Have a good old rummage. Oh, I thought I'd misplaced my my embroidery threads, but they're right there. You're going to get some of the embroidery threads, or floss as you guys call it in the US. You will also get a DVD. Now, this one here that we've got in this bag is the lovely Lizzie Curtis taking us through foundation paper piecing. It could be one of a number of them. And then you're also going to get 2 of our multimedia dies. So here with this one, I've got the decorative ellipse panel and the decorative chevron panel. You're going to get that faux leather. So this is great for cutting apertures into things like bags, but don't forget you can cut things like balsa wood with these. You can cut craft metal. I've seen fizzy drink or soda cans cut using these as well. They're really good, not just for soft crafting, but for a whole host of different other stuff. So you get all of that there for £30, which I think is a really, really great deal. As I said, it will be a variation of everything that I'm showing you in here. I need to just pop this back in. So many deals on this show. Definitely get across to the website, crafterscompanion.wherever you are, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, and shop ahead. Now, the colour blends, these are absolutely beautiful. We'll be having a look at these in more detail a little later. £24.99 for the larger collections. They are buy one get one half price, so you could get 2 of those for £37.50 if you're in the UK, which is amazing. They're an artist grade pencil. We'll be going through them a little later with the lovely Leann. There are also some smaller sets available that are £14.99 or £19.95. Always very popular. Talking of items that are always very popular, especially when they're on a buy one get one free, is these, the layering stamps, because it's one stamp set with multiple different possibilities. Now, you've got the spring display, which is coming with the snowflake medley for free, or you can get the fruit of the vine and you'll get the floral cascade for free. Great deal there. £12.99 in the UK, £19.95. I know a lot of you, I'm hearing, are multi-ordering and getting all 4 of them. So you're going to get all 4 of them for a couple of pennies short of £26 or $40. Great value there. Now, the storybook die, these are always so popular. I remember these being launched a little while back, and with this one, what's great is all you're paying for in this collection is the actual storybook die itself. The 2 expression dies of Special Friend and Thinking of You, we throw those in free of charge for you. That equates to a 35% saving, which is really, really good value. If you want some stamps as well, I've got the clear acrylic stamp collection for you on the show as well, which is the next one here. £12 gets you all 8 of them. They're available individually for £7, but you get the best value when you go for them all together. I do need to give you a heads up with the glitter. I've got it out of the packet. I apologise. I was all fingers and thumbs, wasn't I, at the start of this hour? But I've got it out and I've perfected my shuffle so I can show you. What you're actually getting within here is 6 different collections. So you're getting that baby blue, you're getting that gold, you're getting that lovely Christmas green. There's the lilac there, the copper, and the silver. I'm thinking, Leann, as well, because it is so bling-alicious,
well, that's a good word.
It's got encapsulated glitter. It's going to go a long way. You don't need so much of that, I'm thinking.
No, you don't need it. You just need a small, like a little accent of a soupçon. It just lifts whatever you're doing. So, you know, and I like to gut it as well. So if you're using it for some matting and layering, for example, and you're going to have a little 1/4 inch round, cut out a couple of flower dies or cut out that little piece inside and use it for something else. Don't waste any, because it really is, I mean, for that price you could if you wanted to, but why would you? I think it's nice as an accent rather than as a big, you wouldn't fold it in half and make a card from it, for example, but a nice little matte and layer or an embellishment. Actually, my favourite thing to do with that glitter card is cut sentiment dies.
Ooh,
because
lovely.
when you cut your sentiment dies and you've got that lovely glitter on there, it looks really expensive and really gorgeous.
I tell you what I like a lot as well at the moment is people seeing the sentiment dies, people using the waste from their sentiment dies. I think that's such a lovely modern technique. Seems to be seeing a lot of that at the moment. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It really is nice. You've got kind of the negative where you've got the surrounding bit and then the sentiment cut in. It looks really, really lovely.
Gorgeous. Now, talking of lovely, gorgeous things, this is the next thing that Leann is going to be sharing with us. Of the double-sided die, there is 6 different double-sided die collections in the show for for you today. If you buy 2 of them, you're going to get the free double-sided die plates thrown in. If you've already got a set of these, then it's definitely worth having another set. So don't think, oh, I can't go for that, so I've already got the plates. You know, eventually you're going to want to have a second set of these, so definitely go for that. Let me just share with you the 2 collections that we have in floral elements. So this first one in here, what you're going to get is you're going to get the Cosmos here. And you can see this is what you are doing. You're building up to this gorgeous floral image here. You've also got the Dahlia, or the Dahlia, tomato, and you've got the Peony in there as well. So that is the first one, $29.50 or $44.50. You buy 2 of them and we throw one in free of charge. There is another one as well, another collection, whereby you buy the Rose, which is my absolute favourite in this collection, and we give you the Sprigs and Blossoms included totally free of charge. So lots of different ways of getting these. I do find sometimes as well, having spoken to people, Leann, some people have been a bit apprehensive with the double-sided dies. They think somehow they're going to be maybe complicated to use. But I mean, they're just like a die that does more work for you, really, aren't they?
Honestly, they could not be more easy to use. It's just they cut on 2 sides, not one. Let me show you how incredibly simple it is. And the good thing about this, Jo, is there's only Crafter's Companion you're going to be able to get double-sided dies from. It is patented technology that I worked on with our factory to develop this for you. And it is really about making things easy, but also value for money. So being able to get twice as much out of your die as you would normally, because all of that space on the back is just wasted, and being able to make that work for you. Incredibly easy. You do need your plates, as Jo has mentioned to you, so you need your double-sided die plates. And effectively what you've got, this would be what you would expect to see from a regular die, your cutting edge. And on the bottom here, this would just be flat metal. You would put it straight down, put your piece of card on top, run it through, and that's what you would get cut. What you've got now is a cutting edge here, and on the reverse, a cutting edge here, which allows you to get double the money, twice the bang for your buck, out of using that double-sided die, because you could 2 pieces in one pass. So it's about speed, it's about efficiency, it's about value for money, not having to buy 6 dies when you can buy 3, not having to buy 2 dies when you can buy 1. It's about getting all of that lovely technique that you might not have wanted to get, such as these beautiful layered florals, if you were having to buy individual dies to do that, because the cost of that set would have been prohibitive. So it really is fabulous technology, but incredibly simple to use. So what we're going to do, always keep your packaging. I like to tell everyone to keep their packaging, because what you've got here, or at least cut this bit off and keep that, because you've got your layering guide and your colour guides for you to be able to achieve the example that is on the package there for you. So if you want to follow that, we've got it here, so you can see you would do the lightest colour on that side, the darkest colour on this side, and so on and so forth, so that you can get your layering in the correct place. So your packaging is really useful for you to keep going forward. So I can see I need my lightest colour pink on the bottom with the biggest bit there. So what I like to do is just put my die onto my piece of cardstock and then roughly trim round. So I'm not wasting any, so I wouldn't use a big piece. So I've got that ready, and that goes onto my double-sided die plate. And let me just say what we've got first is, first of all, we've got a clear cutting plate. So you can't see through it. Clear, you can see it there, I'm wafting it at you. Clear cutting plate. And then you've got your double-sided die plate, you've got your piece of card, and your first die on top of there, and that's going to cut that pink that's underneath. Then I want my darker colour to go on top of there, so I'm going to cut roughly the same size, and then what happens is that goes over the top. So that one die now is going to cut that light pink and that red in one pass. Then for this little bit that goes in the centre, I need white underneath, or a pale lemon, so I'm going with white, so that's going to be that bit there. And then I need a darker lemon on top, so I've got that contrast. So I just cut a nice little piece here, and this is from all of our essential textured card pads, which are fantastic for layering. The colours are amazing and the texture on it is exquisite. And then we've got our 2 greens, so we've got a lighter green and a darker green. So I'm going to go with my lighter green underneath, so just cut that. Now, is that big enough? I'll have it. Is it not? Yes, it is. That's great. Oh, I just eyeballed that. I'm quite proud of myself. And then I'm going to go with my darker green on top of that. There we go. Darker green goes on top. So once I've got my dies sandwiched in between 2 pieces of card, which is what I've got, so it's going to cut 6 pieces here with those 3 dies. I then put my double-sided die plate on top of there. and then I put my clear plate on top, and then I run it through my machine. And I've got my Junior here. So if I had my Gemini, I could put these in widthways in the Gemini if I like. But because I've got my Junior, I'm just going to offer that forward and run it through. And then I'm going to make it up onto this piece of white card so you can see how easy it is. Now actually, because you're getting 2 sets, aren't you, Jo, in one of those collections?
You are indeed, yeah.
On that, if we just look here, on this Junior plate, we could have fit 2 florals there. Let me just move that so you can see here. I had loads of space left on my plate. We could have fit both of those dies, all of the pieces, and had all of it cut out. Now I'm just looking for a pokey tool. So I could have done 2 flowers at the same time is what I'm trying to say, but I wasn't saying that at all. I was making it sound much more difficult than it is. Oh, I've lost my pokey tool.
Oh no.
Oh, I found it. Oh, do you lose your pokey tools at home as regularly as I do? Now, all I do is take all of the pieces. So this one has just come away. So there's my first piece. That was from this yellow die here. Let me come across so you can see. There we go. So the white piece was left behind. Pick up the yellow piece. That's inside there. I can use my little release holes here, and that will poke that out for me. You can always just give it a little tap or a piece of encouragement with your pokey tool, and that'll get that little piece to come out for you.
People are asking if they can use the double-sided through the mini, Leann.
I wouldn't, because you don't have your plate. Do you know what? No, you need your double-sided die cutting plates. You need your double-sided die plates, yes. No, that would have been a very foolish thing to say I was going to try. You do need your double-sided die plates. Right, okay, so there's my layer there of my leaf. That's my top layer. My other leaf's been left back here, and that's the bottom layer. So that comes off. Look how easy they release as well, Jo. It's just effortless. They just fall away. And then I've got the 2 layers here, so I pick that up. There's the first layer of my flower. Pick up the die underneath here, the second layer of my flower, and you can see how precise that cut is, and how all of the little waste bits when you weed it just come out effortlessly because it's cut really, really beautifully. So that's that there. So I've got all of my layers. I'm just going to move my dies to one side, move all my little remainder pieces down here, and then we're going to pop these over here. There we go. So now I can start layering it up, and I'm going to layer it up with my dotty tape pen because I don't want any of the glue to be obvious. So first layer first, the pink. So this could be a regular pen, you wouldn't have to use that one, but there we go. So I've got that one down there. Then I've got my next layer here. You can see that's going to go over the top, how I'm starting to build that dimension. So I'm going to run over this with my dotty tape pen. Hang on, I'll come down here so you can see. Well, I'll do it there. It doesn't matter if I get a bit of glue on, you'll forgive us. Just so you can see how to layer it up. And I come over all of those little pieces with my dotty pen so the glue only sticks to the layer. Then I just line that up and stick it over the top. There we go. That's that one. And then I come to my next little piece which goes in the middle. So that's going on here. And all of these layers were cut in one pass. And then my little yellow piece goes over the top for the contrast. And I can see that that goes there. That's easy. My leaf for this flower is going to go here. Let's pick that up and pop that there. And then my contrast spine in the darker green is going to go over the top of that. Little bit of dotty tape pen. Pick that up.
A lot of love for the tape pens in the comments.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Leann. They are
Lay that
brilliant,
over and look how easy that is. That's your Cosmos.
I was never familiar with a Cosmos flower. I've seen the name Cosmos. When we go on holiday, there's a restaurant called Cosmos, and I always wondered what it was. I didn't realise it was a flower.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Now, I've got loads of samples I can show you. Would you like to see
I'd
some
love
samples?
to see some, please.
Oh, I'm going to show you overhead, so that's, I'll try to keep my hair out of the shot. So that's the Cosmos. This is your favourite, Jo.
Love that one.
The rose.
And I also think you just colour that in so many different ways, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, look here, a yellow and orange one. Yeah, you can use
beautiful.
any combination you like. There's one, single red rose, if that's what you'd like to do. Look at this one, 3 roses together. That reminds me of a very famous high street designer, initial CK. Do I need to give you a bit bigger clue than that?
Yep, you do.
Rhymes with math.
Math.
Math, M-A-T-H.
Math.
Oh my God,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Honestly, I thought I was going to have. Honestly, I thought I was going to have to go over there with a hammer and chisel and knock it in. I couldn't have given any more hints if you tried. There's one of the Cosmos ones. Look, on a lovely little box. There's 3 of the Cosmos together. There we are. There's 3 of those. Now look at this one. This is. Oh, look at this. See, I like this, Joe, because it's not just about cards. Look, here's a little hanging. Flowers are like friends, they bring colour to your world. Isn't that lovely?
That is
so
gorgeous.
That's the Cosmos and the Rose. And then we've got the Peonies as well.
What is your favourite flower, you know, just in case I ever do upset you?
My favourite flower of all time is a yellow rose.
Gorgeous.
But I do love a peony as well. But if somebody was going to buy me some flowers and I was going to just adore them, it would be yellow roses. Had yellow roses in my wedding bouquet.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, you know when my husband's done something very bad? Because it's yellow roses all the way. Now, I just want to show you this. Can you see the dimension on that one? I made my Cosmos up flat. But can you see how this looks like it's got 3D dimension in there? All I've done is cut 2 of every layer. So you've got, for each flower, double the amount of layers. And then you're putting it together with 3D glue gel. And if I just tip this here, look, can you see that lovely dimension? Look how amazing that is by cutting double layers and then layering it up with your 3D glue gel. And each layer is the same colour. We haven't even done different colours on there.
Oh, wow.
All of the layers are the same colour and just doubled it up. And really wanted to show you that because this is exceptional, and that's that lovely floral sprig in the background that's working with your peony.
It looks lovely on a striped background as well.
Doesn't
you
it?
Wouldn't normally think to put on a striped bit.
And do you know this striped background? Do you know what it was made with?
What's that?
Tri-blend.
Really?
Yes, 3 colours of blue. Your dark, your medium and your light with a ruler, stripes, make your own background paper.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Really love
everything
that.
works together. Everything you get, all of your crafty things can play together nicely.
Gorgeous.
Now then, do you want to see another flower or do you want to see something else?
I think we are going to move on. I'm going to give you a recap as well, just really quickly of those. They are very, very busy. You are loving them. A lot of people asking you about poke tools that are sold out on the website at the moment. If there is ever anything on our website that is sold out, you can pop your email address into the box underneath the product where it says it's sold out, and then the moment it comes back in stock, we email you to let you know that the product's back in stock so you don't miss it, which is a really great way of ensuring that you never miss out on something that you want to grab. I'm going to start with the Peony as well. Oh, I just heard that our Debbie's watching. What am I like? Good evening, Debbie. I can't say Debbie's name now without saying what am I like afterwards. She came in the other day and I wasn't able to give her a hug. I was heartbroken. This set here, of course, in here you're going to get the Peony, you're getting the Dahlia, you're also getting as well the Cosmos there too. So that's one collection, $29.50, $44.50, buy 2 get 1 free. And the other collection, you get the Sprigs and Blossoms free of charge when you buy the Rose, which is my favourite. I think that is gorgeous, £23 or $26.50 if you want to go for that one. Now, great deal for you on the double-sided boxes. Wonderful for construction. I'm just going to share with you the hexagon and what you get. So the hexagon, what I thought was so clever about these is that they cut different sizes, because you know I've seen box dies before, but always it's normally one size and then you sort of think about how you're going to extend it or manipulate it to do something else. With this it makes 2 different sizes from the off, which is great. So this is the hexagon one just here. Now with the hexagon one you're going to get the white cardstock included free of charge. Now the hexagon box itself, I'm just going to check the price, he says, for you, which is just here. So it should be $29.99 on its own just for the hexagon box die. We then throw in the cardstock and you're going to get a permanent tape pen included as well. So you've got a great deal on that. There are other options as well. So I'll just quickly run you through the other options that you've got. That's the hexagon. With the rectangle, you're going to get the mint cardstock. And again, that one is making 2 different size of boxes. That's £27 or $37.50. The square one, the die on its own should be $39.99. Look at the price, £27. We're still giving you cardstock, baby blue, and that permanent tape pen as well. Great saving there, 40%. And then finally, the triangle should be $34.99. We're throwing in that beautiful burst of colour with that red cardstock, and you're going to get that permanent tape pen included there as well. So really great on these. I can see again a lot of you are multi-ordering on these, because even with the construction dies as well, the boxes, if you order any 2 boxes, again we're going to throw in those plates for you. You could be ordering one of the floral collections and one of the box dies. Again, you would get the free double-sided plates included there as well. Alison saying, oh, lovely to hear you talk about Debbie. I hope she's doing well. She's doing very, very well. Now, she's been very busy down at Create and Craft the last few days. Lisa saying that she loved Debbie's demos on Create and Craft today. I can see Debbie here giving us a wave as well. Wonderful. Okay, I think Leann is just about ready for me. She's doing a pre-demonstration yoga over there, so I'll hand you over.
I don't know if that's yoga or if that's more like...
I thought you were doing the Jane Fonda workout DVD.
Yeah, that's what that was, wasn't it? It was like, what was her name in the 80s with all the hair? Lizzie on a morning on breakfast TV. The green goddess. She used to have the
I only remember. I remember Mr. Motivator.
Mr. Motivator was good. She was before Mr. Motivator.
Okay.
On with what was that? Rusty Lee. I loved Rusty Lee doing the cooking. You remember Rusty Lee, Joe? Come on. She had the best laugh in the world. Rusty Lee.
I don't think I do.
Oh, I'm not even going to do our laugh. She did all the cooking on breakfast telly in the 80s. You were probably 10, were you?
I was born in 86, so I probably don't remember.
It's getting out this studio.
Johnny, how rude. Johnny's like 86. He had a hard paper round. I'm 33.
Right, okay. So, these double-sided dies for creating boxes, if you're like me and you're constructionally challenged, then you need these in your life. If you're like our Sarah Scissorhands and you're not constructionally challenged, these are just going to make life easy anyway. She loves them too. I struggle getting really straight lines and being able to construct things well. I just can't do it. So when these double-sided box dies came out, it made all of the boxes that I was never able to do, which looked professional, they looked like they'd been run over by the car in the drive when I'd finished them, but do it easily and effortlessly. So the same technology as I showed you before with the flowers, with the exception of the fact that these are plain shapes that are going to make the base and the lid of a box easily in one pass for you. Now I'm using my Gemini for this one, just so that I can show you that I can put all of the dies and do 2 boxes in one go with my Gemini plate with these box dies, if that's what I want to do. So I'm putting my double-sided die plate, exactly as I did before, my piece of cardstock, my die, my small box die and my tag, another piece of cardstock on top, and I'm just using white for demonstration purposes. I'm going to show you a box made up in that beautiful red once this is all done. My next double-sided plate and then my clear plate on top, and then we're going to feed that through the Gemini. Now I'm going to put this together with a double-sided, with one of my tape pens. One of my super strong tape pens, but as with all boxes, I would recommend if you're doing this at home and you're not under time pressure like we are here in the studio, that you would do it with a wet glue, because that's going to really stick. I mean, having said that, our tape pens are the only tape pens that I would ever recommend you put a box together with if you haven't got a wet glue, and they will hold because the glue in there is fantastic. But what you need to be very careful of is, if you're not using a Crafter's Companion pen, that tape pen, that you are using a wet glue with these boxes. So there's the first layer that's come off, and then I just pick up my die, and there is my second layer underneath, all beautifully cut for me. And there I've got 2 tags as well in one pass, so even the little tag die is double-sided, so you can do your little buntings or your little gift tags for your boxes. So there's my 2 pieces of waste card gone in, there's my dies off, and I've got all of my pieces ready now. This is how quick and easy it is to put these together. I've got my little burnishing tool, because not only has it done the cutting for me, the perfect places, so I've got all of the little tabs, but I don't know if you can see, I'm sure you can if I wobble it at you, you've also got all of the score lines in there in the actual perfect place. So you don't need to do anything else now other than fold this and stick it together. And making boxes that are shaped are incredibly difficult to do usually. Getting the maths right, getting the lines in the right place, understanding where you need to do the folding, getting the glue in the right place. I just find that all incredibly stressful, to the point where I would just opt not to do them, because I just wouldn't have a nice experience when I was doing them. But I want to have and be able to give gifts and display, you know, different shaped card bases in these wonderful shapes of box. It was just never accessible to me before because I wasn't skilled enough to be able to make it work. I always found it just a little bit stressful. Now I don't need to worry about it because I've got a set of dies which are doing all of the cutting at the perfect size, putting all of my score lines in the perfect places. So all I've got to do is fold them and burnish them and then put a little bit of glue on, and the box comes together effortlessly in front of your eyes, and you've got beautiful custom shaped boxes really, really quickly at home with very little effort at all. And you haven't had to go and learn Pythagoras theorem to make it happen, because I was never any good at that, honestly. I was very good at home economics, but physics, maths and PE were never my strong pursuits at school. Honestly, they were my worst subjects.
What if someone was giving you one of these boxes? What would you like to be in it, Leann?
In one of these.
I think for me, homemade fudge
truffles.
in mine.
Yeah, fudge. Sarah makes amazing fudge.
I've heard.
With alcohol in. I get fudge from Sarah every Christmas.
Oh.
I get fudge and my husband gets a fruit cake.
Really? I like the crumbly one is my favourite.
Oh,
you know, the tablet
yes, I do like that as well. It's fabulous. Now, did you see I just put the glue on the little tabs and then I just stuck them together, and look, I've got a triangle, either lid or base. How quick is that? And just to watch that again, you've got 3 little glue tabs here. I've done all the scoring just with my permanent tape pen, little bit of glue, little bit of glue, little bit of glue. Watch this. Fold that tab in. I'm lining it up so it's nice and straight. Squeeze. Done. Fold it in, line it up. And how I'm measuring the line is I'm making sure that the top of this piece of card is exactly parallel with the top of this piece of card here, which gives me the perfect point and crease to glue it together. So it helps if you have the little tab sticker. There you go. So you can see I've got that in place. And then exactly the same here, just line it up, give it a little squeeze, and then one is the top, one is the bottom. Let's work out which one's which. There we go. That's the bottom, that's the top. And then they go together perfectly. And I've got a triangle box with a base and a lid that goes together very, very easily. The same with the tiny little box would be exactly the same. And I'm just going to do this now really quickly for speed. So you can see I'm just doing it with my fingers. Little tabs come in. These would be great for wedding favours if you're having to batch make, Jo. To put little boxes on the table, wouldn't it, for little wedding favours in there.
What sort of GSM card weight have you used there,
300.
Leann? And is that a good sort of rule of thumb for these?
Always for boxes, I would never use anything less than 300.
Wonderful.
Because you want it to hold the weight of whatever it is you're going to put inside. You want it to hold its shape. You don't want the sides to be flopping out like giraffe legs. You know, so you don't want the sides beveling and bowing. You want it to be nice and crisp and straight. So to get it nice and crisp and straight, 300 GSM is the minimum I would suggest. I hadn't thought of that.
And will they cut through like coated card sort of things like glitter and holographic?
Your luxury.
I'm just thinking about thinking about a glittery box.
Oh yes, I mean, we all need a glittery box in our life.
Don't we just?
Really, it would be fabulous, wouldn't it? It would look gorgeous. Yes, and would look really luxurious, I think, as well, Jo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really luxurious.
Gorgeous. And I just love that it's just so accessible for everyone. As you said, I know some of you out there are a whiz with the scoreboard and your scoring tool, but I'm with you, Leann. I would just not know where to begin, I think. So this is so great that everyone can grab these. Remember, if you go for any 2 of the boxes, you will get the double-sided plates included as well. Maybe you go for one of the florals, one of the boxes, and you've got your different options too. So you've got your hexagon, your rectangle, your square, or your triangle, all coming with your papers and with that tape pen too.
And look, you've got a lovely tight fit with your lid and your base there. When I'm holding it up, and I'm just holding that loosely, it's not just falling out. So I do need to remove the lid from the base, which means that, you know, when you're giving your gifts, it isn't just all going to be falling out all over. And this one, I can give it a good shake. That's not going to come out. And you've got that lovely small little gift box there, which is lovely for just little treats or little messages in there. Could be little love notes or, you know, in the same shape. You've got your tags. But here, look, that's in Centura Pearl. And that's that lovely red cardstock that's coming in with that die collection. So you can see what that looks like. And that's one of our white roses, double-sided dies, just decorating the front of it there. There are so many different things you can do.
Maybe when I go on my shampoo bar making course, I can make boxes to put them in afterwards.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes, you could absolutely do that. Look at this. I love this one.
That's gorgeous.
Where the triangle box, we've used the tags for ears.
Oh, yeah.
And then just free cut this, done the little mat and lay for the top, you've got a little fox. How lovely is that? You've got your square, because you've got your square ones there too, haven't you? You've got all of your different sizes. Look, using your double-sided florals there. Let's move that to the side to decorate that box top up there if you wanted to. Look, you can do little gift stacks with the rectangle ones and some little flowers on there if you wanted to. Here's a little unicorn, same as the fox. Look how gorgeous that is. Lovely. I love this one. This is gorgeous, I think, just as for little notelets in there or a little pile of gift tags or little IOUs. I think this would be lovely for Mother's Day with a little stack of things in there like coffee out, take you for lunch, spend an afternoon watching your favourite movie, have a glass of Prosecco. Just those things mean more to me than gifts. Time.
I always try and give the gift of time.
People.
I think it's such a lovely to give someone time to do something together is a lovely way to go.
And you know, it's just look at this one. Right, I'm going to look at this one. Look at that.
So you could go for the boxes and the florals work really well together then, don't they, Leanne?
They do.
Oh, watermelon.
Watermelon one.
Or as Beyonce calls it, watermelon.
Does she really?
Yeah, it's in one of her songs.
Is it really? Watermelon? I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Look at this one with the hexagon, where you can patchwork the tags, patchwork the little tags that come in with a hexagon and make it into a football.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Use your embossing folders and do a honeycomb one.
Now you're talking. That's my favourite, out and out my favourite one.
Isn't that gorgeous? Now,
I'm obsessed with bees.
Do you love them?
Love them.
Do you know what? We wouldn't have any flowers. We wouldn't have a world without bees because they pollinate everything. But if you're making your own handmade soaps and you make a lovely honey soap, imagine doing one in a hexagon shape and putting it in a little box like that. Fantastic for your gift giving.
Beautiful. What a lovely idea. Very, very busy. Remember your options there, guys. You've got the hexagon, which is coming with the white cardstock and the permanent tape pen. You have got the rectangle box coming with the mint and the tape pen. The square is coming with the gorgeous baby blue and the tape pen. And then that triangle is coming with that gorgeous Christmas red and the tape pen as well. So do stock up on those. You've got a great saving. Johnny's asked me to go back to the glitter card. Love it. When in Sweden there was a guy who was a character, and his name was Fab Freddy, and he was obsessed with glitter, and everywhere he went he had these glitter cannons. In his cute Swedish accent he'd be like, glitter, and then just these exploding glitter cannons. And I feel that's my calling in life. I think that really should have been my job. I could have been Fab Joe with a glitter cannon. Let me just take you through this. It's sensational value. You're looking at 25 pence a sheet here in the UK. It's 6 10 sheet collections put together. So you've got the lovely baby pinks, you've got that glorious gold, the beautiful greens, the lilac is gorgeous too, that wonderful sort of bronzy copper, and then finally the baby blue. It is fabulous quality. £15 gets you all of that, or $23 if you're in the US. I think that's my pick of the show, that one. I do love myself some glitter, and it's non-shedding as well, which is fabulous because, as we know, it gets absolutely everywhere. Don't forget about that compendium, how we started the show. Wow, 60% of the stock there is sold out. It doesn't take into account everyone that's in the ordering process at the moment. And also just bear in mind that I would say probably 4 or 5 times as many of you tend to watch these shows after they've aired as they do live. For me to be telling you that 60% is gone is a huge stock update. I would say if you're watching this show back afterwards, please definitely check the website to see what the stock situation is. I can't see that lasting the 48 hours that it's meant to. Let's just recap those tri-blends as well, because you've got a great deal there on those. You can get 8 different bundles here, all put together for you for £100. You're saving £60 almost in the UK, almost $80 you're saving there in the US. If you did want to cherry pick, we've got something for every budget. You can go, they're on a 3 for 2, and individually they're $19.99 or they are $29.95. But to give you an idea of just, if it's like you're paying for 5 of them and you're receiving 8, which is quite fabulous value there. Now, colour blends. Sarah did a very quick demonstration on these a little earlier today. They're on a great deal. They're an artist grade pencil. Buy one and you'll get one half price, which is really good for these. The 24 pencil collections are 24.99. So if you went for two of the 24 pencil collections, would be £37.50 in the UK. In the US, they're £34.99 each. I can see Leann is doing some stamping, and I think she is just about ready to go. I must say, we did get a lot of questions about these in the earlier show, and I'm preempting that we're going to get a lot in this show as well. So if you do have any, please get them into the comments over on the Crafters TV Facebook live stream, and I'll pop them over to Leann as well. But for now, I'm going to hand you back.
Okay. Oh,
you disappeared. Oh, there she is.
I'm ready. Oh dear, I was just getting my little stamping platform because I'm getting some, getting a couple of stamps ready here so I can show you straight away with the colour blend pencils. And actually the stamps that I'm stamping are from my Compendium box again, because they are really fabulous and they're so usable, not just with everything that's in the Compendium box, but with everything that you've got at home as well. And I wanted to show you because they're really lovely big images as well. So you see I've got a lovely butterfly there and I've got a lovely floral. Now, our colour blend pencils are premium quality pigment and wax, that's it. There are no fillers. Fillers are things like talc and chalk and the scrapings off the floor and the sweepings of whatever. And when you buy a cheap colour pencil, you will have a lot of filler in there because pigment is expensive. It won't be all pigment. So you've got 100% pure pigment in here, which is artist grade. And you've also got extremely good quality buttery soft wax, which gives you a smooth, even lay down of colour. So take that with our fabulous thicker core, and our pencils are thicker than the average pencil. So they do have a lot more pigment in there than you would expect. You've got the perfect marriage, that's the word I'm looking for. Now, just before I get onto colouring a image, what I want to show you about what is a blendable pencil. So I've got two colours here. I've got blue. I'm going to do everything on this one page so you can see it. It'll look like a mess when we're done, but you'll understand. So I've got blue and I've got yellow. So I'm going to colour down some blue. Now notice I'm holding my pencil right at the top here. The reason I'm holding my pencil right at the top is because you don't want to put too much colour down too soon. What do I mean by that? Well, that means applying pressure. So if I held my pencil right down here, get my head back again, sorry. If I held my pencil right down here and did that, look, you can see the difference in the intensity of colour, can't you? But what's happened is I filled my entire cardstock there with that blue. I couldn't change that colour if I wanted to. What do I mean by that? Well, let me explain. Imagine the surface of your card under a microscope. It will look like this. So what you've got in your card is a series of different little wells of colour. If you press down and apply too much pressure and too much of your pigment and wax in one go, what you do is fill that well with the blue colour immediately. And so you've got no more space to get any other colour in your well. If you hold your pencil away and you just put down a small amount of the colour like this, where you just whisper it on, what you're doing is just putting a little bit of colour into the well as you do that. Which means when you bring another colour along, like this yellow for example, and you do the same alongside and over the top, what you then do is add a little bit of that yellow into the well here. And as we keep doing this, we keep building up the layers just gently with just little tickling strokes. We blend the colours together beautifully. This is what a blendable pencil does. Blends on the card in front of you, keeps adding a little bit more into that well for you, which means that actually you can see here where I'm overlapping my blue and my yellow in the well of my card stock. If it was under a microscope, what's happening is I'm making green. So I'm mixing a new colour by blending these colours together on my card by just overlaying them a little bit at a time, building up the intensity of colour, which adds a little bit more colour and a little bit more colour into my little wells that are under a microscope, and then allows me to mix this brand new colour with the wax and the pigment that didn't exist before. If I tried to go over the top of this blue bit I did earlier and I go with the same amount of intensity, I don't get any green, I just get a block of yellow with a block of blue in the middle. because I filled up my well and all the yellow's doing is sliding off the top because there's no extra space for anything to go into this little space. So that is what a colour blend, a blendable pencil will do for you. Now that does take time. You can see it's taken me a little bit of time to be able to do that blending over the top by building up the layers and building up the intensity to get that green colour in the middle. There is a way you can do that more quickly using your blending solution. So if I apply that to this butterfly, what I can do with the butterfly if I want to, I'm just going to turn him upside down a second, is I can apply that technique by just blending on a little bit of the blue. And you see now Sarah doing this earlier this morning. She was just colouring on a little bit of the blue, and then I can bring some of the yellow in. I can overlap it and I'll start to get green as a transition in the middle, and I'll keep doing that. A little bit more blue, just gently. A little bit more yellow. A little bit more blue, and I would do exactly as I did up here. However, the way to speed that up, if you don't want to do that, is to use your blending solution. So what I've got here with my blending solutions, I've got a little blending sponge. Sponge? What's a sponge? A little blending sponge. That's a new name. And I'm just going to take a little bit of my blending solution onto that, because you don't want to saturate your card with the blending solution. Less is very definitely more. So I pop a little bit onto there, and then I use my paper stump. And what I do is apply more of the colour at this side. So I can be a little firmer and less gentle when I'm using my blending solution. So you can see I'm putting down my blue, I'm putting down my yellow. I'm not being careful, I'm just getting the colour down. You can see that there. Haven't tried to blend it at all. Now what I do is dip my stump into my sponge, so I get a little bit onto my paper stump, and then I just manipulate that. What it does is emulsify the wax, so it melts the wax, allows the pigment to move, and blends those two colours together for you, so you get that beautiful transition from the blue into the green and then out to the yellow much more quickly. So you can do either one of those things. Now the traditional way to use a blendable pencil, the true puritanical, purist way of colouring with them, is to do this. And of course, if you've got a lot of time and you've got a couple of hours and you want to do that and practice your blending techniques, then of course you can. But if you don't have the time and you just want to do it speedily and quickly and get that beautiful result, then this is what you would do. You can see that there, and it's just emulsified and blend those two colours together, and you get a more intense result.
Wonderful. If you want to get the blending solution, you can get it along with the Sunshine and Smiles rubber stamp and the Nina as I call it, for all of it together, £7.50. So it's a really good bundle. Lots of questions again about ink to use for stamped imagery and paper as well, Leanne, so I don't know if you could cover that.
Okay, so the ink I'm using is the ink that I would use for an alcohol marker, because I'm using my blending solution, which is basically an odourless alcohol solution. Then you wouldn't want to use your ink pad that we make for watercolour.
Okay.
So you do want to use this one because it's the opposite. So it's the same ink pad I'm going to show you there, that one. Finesse alcohol proof.
Wonderful.
Use that same one for your blending pencils. And then the cardstock, you can use basically any paper you like with your blending pencils. But we do a premium colour pad that is for pencils. You need a tooth. So your Nina cardstock for alcohol colouring wouldn't be the perfect cardstock for this. I'm using stamping card here because you haven't got as much of a tooth, which means the wells that I drew, when it says tooth, look, this looks like a row of teeth. That's what we mean by it hasn't got much of a tooth. So actually the wells on Nina card, rather than being like this on stamping card, might be more like that.
Okay, which is great for your alcohol markers.
Great for your alcohol markers because it's not sucking it all out.
Right.
But for your pencils, you wouldn't get the intense colour you can get on this stamping card because your wells aren't as big to get as much colour in there. Wonderful. That's what we mean by tooth. You need a little bit more of a tooth. Does that make sense?
Total sense.
Okay, so tell me if I'm not explaining things very well at any point and I can explain it again. So you see on this floral here, what I've done is do a nice deep amount of the red and a nice deep amount of the yellow. I'm going to use my blending tool again. I'm emulsifying out of the yellow, up from the yellow into the red and stopping. Look at that beautiful transition I get immediately. Clean off my tool here. To clean your tool, just dip it in your solution and scribble it on some scrap card. You can see I've done that there. Dip it back in and then again emulsify the yellow. Sorry, my head. my hair. Gosh, you're going to be you're going to be on first name terms with my roots by the end of this session, I have to say. And then I'm doing from the yellow up into the red, emulsifying it. Look at the lovely transition I get. Clean it off. I'll pick it up and bring it up to the camera so you can see it in a sec.
Johnny's cropping your hair out. That's what he's
look,
doing.
yay! And then you can see I'm just doing it from the yellow with that solution all the way up to that red, and I get that beautiful blend from my pencils, that lovely artistic pencil look, but I get the beautiful transition between the colours as well by using my blending tool. And I've gone from the yellow to a peach to that dark red. And because I'm emulsifying the wax, which is essentially melting it, I can go back and add extra colour now if I want to, and then just drop that in, emulsify this, and I get that lovely sheen and shine happening where I can build up all of the colour and the intensity. It really is incredibly beautiful, Jo. Very therapeutic to do, and just gives a very different look to the look you get from your alcohol colouring. Now with alcohol colouring, Jo, let's just talk about that for a second, because these pencils, if you like to alcohol colour, then do you know what? Don't even think about it, just get these pencils.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, let me tell you why. This is a piece of beautiful alcohol colouring right here. You can see that. I'm just going to clean my stump because I'm going to
gorgeous.
It's beautiful, isn't it? But with the pencils, it's going to be even more gorgeous. And let me explain the reason why. With alcohol colouring, alcohol is a translucent ink. So it's not opaque, it's not pigment. The pencil's a pigment, which means it's opaque. So you can see through the ink of an alcohol marker. It's transparent. If you put it on some acetate, you can see through it. So when you're layering it up on your colours like this, it gets to a point with alcohol colouring where you can add no more colour because you've saturated the card, the colour is what it is, and you can't add any more depth or dimension. When you apply pencils over the top of that alcohol colouring, you can add so much more depth and dimension and elevate your alcohol colouring to a completely new level. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take this lovely golden brown colour here, called Cedarwood in fact, from my primaries collection, and I'm going to make this umbrella look better than it does already by adding a little bit of coloured pencil to it over the top of your alcohol colouring. So if you've struggled to get depth and dimension on alcohol colouring and wondered why, adding your pencils will really help you. So what I'm doing is just following where it's dark, so where my colouring is the darkest, on my umbrella here. You can see that there, okay. And then I'm going to take my pencil, my stump. Let me just add some more solution here to my little make do sponge. There we go. And then to clean it, to make sure I don't get any of the blue in from before, I'm just scribbling it off. You do get in one of our pencil kits on the our blending kits on the website, you do get a sanding tool to sand that off. If you've got a bit of sandpaper at home, just use the sandpaper. It sands the paper away, cleans the end for you, but I can't find mine. So I've got that on there, and then what I do is just little circular motions, blend out the pencil into the alcohol colouring. Look at the difference.
That is amazing.
Look at the difference. Now let me do that here, round this side here. So I'm just adding a tiny bit. You just need a tiny, tiny bit, Jo. And you can see I'm just adding it round the edge, and then with my paper stump, which has got a little bit of the blending solution on, little circular motions over the top of your alcohol colouring starts to make that really, really come to life. It's absolutely incredible. So you can go back just with a little bit more of that and then blend it out with your blending solution. And look at the depth. Look how you can make it pop. It really does stand out. Could do the same. Let's do this bit here. What am I like for time, guys? Okay, I've got because a couple of other little bits and bobs I want to show you. I'm just going to show you this here. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Look at that. Look how much more depth and dimension, how much more the umbrella looks like it's shining and catching the light.
I would never think to use pens and pencils together for the same project.
They are
amazing.
An absolute marriage made in heaven. If you've been practicing with your classiques, with your tri-blends, with your Illustrator, if you started to really hone your alcohol colouring skills and you're ready to step it up and bring it just up to that next elevation. Look at how much different that is now, that umbrella, to what it was before. I wish we'd screen captured it so you could see. It really does have a lot more dimension to it. And so I'm just adding a little bit under here because this is where it'll be darker, and a bit down here to add that in. And then again with my paper stump, just emulsifying the pencil wax in there, it starts to really make that come to life. Now I can do the same with the bear. So I'm going to use a really dark brown. He's already coloured in brown, but I want to accentuate him. So what I can do here with the dark brown, oh, my head, watch me head. I sound like a footballer. Our producer, Johnny, keeps going, watch your head. I'm like, oh, the roots are in again. Popped a little bit of dark brown down there, dip it in there, and then emulsify it. Look at that. Look at the difference between that leg and that leg.
Incredible.
It's incredible. It really is. And you can just see it happening in front of your eyes, and you need a tiny little bit, and you just follow it around this side there, and then emulsify it with your paper stump, drag it out, and it really, really brings it to life.
Just like
now,
that.
the other thing you can do is add texture. So here we've got this fabulous little doggy coloured in, and he looks great. He's been coloured with Illustrator, so he's got lots of texture on him already. However, if I want to add more texture, what I can do with my pencil over the top of my alcohol colouring is just, and I need a nice fine point for this, so this brings in our pencil sharpener, which is part of that kit. And let me just show you how you sharpen your pencil. This is really important. You hold your pencil still, so notice I've got my Spectrum colour blend there. Hold your pencil still, turn your sharpener, and you can put it in either one of those places, so you're not going to turn your pencil. And the reason you don't turn your pencil is because when you do, when you turn the pencil, you turn the wood at a different speed to the core, and that's how you break your pencil lead all the way down the inside, which means when you do sharpen it and you just keep losing a bit, it's because you've snapped the lead inside. So keep your pencil still, turn your sharpener. Once you've got a nice point, what you can then do is just over the top of that, start to flick in some pencil texture, and you get a more natural and realistic look over the top of your Illustrator, which gives a real appearance of that beautiful, and just gently, so just the little tickling motion. If it helps, if you're not able to do it gently when you first start, hold your pencil right at the top here, and that doesn't allow you to apply too much pressure. You can't press on hard when you do it that way, which means you get the perfect amount of flicking and texture. Look at the difference there to here. Look at you can see the difference between the two. So
amazing.
Over the top of your alcohol colouring, it's really perfect for that too. So you can colour an image just directly. You can do your blending with your blending solution. If you don't feel like you're able at this point yet, you can start here and move on to this next. You can add it over the top of your alcohol colouring if you want to. But then you can also, for all of you parchers out there, let's do it over the hip, for all parchment crafters, you can colour onto your vellum if you want to.
That's gorgeous.
How soft and beautiful does that look? Now what you do here is you stamp an image, a black image, onto a piece of white card, put your vellum over the top, trace around it with the lightest colour of your colour blend pencil, take it off, and then just colour it in. You get that beautiful soft look. You can do it with your more vibrant colours on your vellum if you want to as well. But if you've got all the time in the world, you just want to do some exceptional pencil colouring, look at that. That is entirely coloured with colour blend with some alcohol blurring around the outside. Look at her dress. That is the amount of depth, opacity, pigment that you can get from these pencils. They are absolutely artist quality. Because they're opaque, you can colour onto different colours of paper. This is a piece of grey pastel paper, and the image is being coloured directly on top of that, but you can't see that because of the opacity in the colours of the pencils. You just get that beautiful colouring. Same with this image here. If you wanted to, you can just use it with your little cute characters. This is entirely pencil coloured. This is an alcohol one that's been accented. Here we are on some craft card with your pencils. Here we've just done a little fox, you can see there. Here onto some black card. This peacock is coloured onto black card with those pencils because of the quality of the pigment, the quality of the wax, the opacity that you've got in here, Joe, allows that colour to shine through on top of the black. Onto your craft card if you want to accentuate your alcohol colouring. The possibilities are truly endless, and you're going to get amazing results every time.
I think you are absolutely blown away by those. You just think, I don't know, maybe a lot of you guys knew how versatile they were, but I look at a pencil and just think, you know, I don't know, in my head a pencil is limited compared to a marker, but actually Leann has just showed us there that in fact the opposite is true. It works beautifully on its own, it works beautifully with all of your alcohol markers. Remember the 24 pencil collections, $24.99 and $34.95. You buy one, you get one half price. So what I'd say is you're going for a 20, make sure you go for 2 of the 24s to get the best value there. Very, very busy. Lots of love for all of that in the comments. Gwen saying she's got a lot of practicing to do. As well, a lot of people saying that they own the pencils already and maybe hadn't got the most out of them. I want to give you a whistle-stop tour of some of the most popular items that we've got on the show. I can see Leann's shaking something at me. Let's have a look what she's shaking. I think she's found something for, is it from your compendium?
From the compendium, which I didn't show you before. So I'm shaking my gems and my pearls. Look at those 2 full boxes that I didn't show you in the compendium. Need to show you. Little boxes full, crammed with gems and pearls.
Lovely.
Come in that compendium box as well. Forgot to show you them. Need to tell you that they're going to be in there.
I love it when you shake your pearls for me, Leann.
Shaking your pearls.
Very, very busy on that compendium box that we had there. So do make sure you grab that. It was £64 if you're in the UK. Sorry, it was $64.50 or $97 for that. Very, very busy. I think it's around about 60% of that stock has sold out and gone already. Bearing in mind how many more of you watch these shows back compared to watching them live, I think it's a case of it definitely selling out just if, when, not if. The double-sided dies, remember, if you go for any 2 of the double-sided die collections, you have to buy 2 bundles. And then what you get is you then get a double-sided die plates for free. This is 1 bundle. So this is the Cosmos, the Peony and the Dahlia. You buy 2, you get 1 free, $29.50 or $44.50. There's another bundle for you. This is another bundle. Here you buy the rose, you get the Sprigs and Blossoms free of charge there, £23 or $26.50. Very, very busy for the tri-blend markers as we knew it would be. If you've loved all the colouring inspiration from Leann in this show, don't forget that there is another colouring show coming up tomorrow with Sarah at 11 AM. But if you're going for the tri-blends, £100 in the UK, $150. And that's a great collection. I think a lot of people will have built up their collection over a long period of time and will have this kind of numbers. What we've done is made it accessible for you to jump right in and have a full comprehensive collection straight off the bat. So don't miss out on those. Also, the glitter, need to finish with the glitter card because it has been exceptionally busy. This is 6 individual packs of glitter card. You've got the pinks, the golds, the greens, the lilacs, the coppery bronze and the baby blue, all of that there for £15 or $23. It works out 25 pence a sheet, which for this quality is absolutely amazing. It really is. Leann, can I say it's been an absolute pleasure to spend a couple of hours with you. And we get to do it again soon, don't we?
I know, we get to do it again on Monday, Joe. I can't wait. Monday at 11 AM and we've got opaque pigment ink pads, heads up, and I've got a ridiculous amount of techniques to show you there. So please tune in then, I can't wait. I think I'm on 4 o'clock that day as well. So we've got 2 things together on Monday, Joe. I'm dead looking forward to it. It's been fantastic as always. I'm just sad I can't give you a big hug.
Oh, I know. I'm going to hang on.
I'm making a 5-bar gate.
I'm coming in.
Mwah. Big hugs, Joe. Big hugs. That's fabulous. On your big telly, look at that.
Oh, there I am. Sorry, I thought I was in
there. There he is.
There you go.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Lucky lady.
Yeah, it's great. I know Sarah was telling me how much you love those pigment ink pads, so I'm really looking forward to doing those with you on Monday. Huge thanks, as always, to Leann. Incredible inspiration, as always. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 11 AM. We'll be here with Sarah for you. And I might be able to share some details about something that's happening on Saturday, but you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see that. Very, very busy. Please don't miss out on the compendium. Please don't miss out on the tri-blends or the pencils and the glitter card. Very, very busy for all of it. That's us done for this evening here at Crafters TV, but we'll see you back here tomorrow where we create every day. Bye-bye.